How's life? How's the wife? How's the kids? Welcome to the Five Nights at Freddy's stream. Oh my god, I had to. I couldn't not use this song. Oh my god, I don't know anything about it, but boy howdy do I know it was popular with that fandom. My god, yo, shut it. Hello, yo, hello there. Hey, Stealth, dude, what's up, man? Oh my good gracious, Utah muted. Oh, thank you, Ray, thank you. I appreciate that. Poggers, Gumbar. Oh my god, Gumbar jump scare. Oh my god. Yo, thanks so much for the sub, dude. 25 months. Golly, FNAF is scary. I agree. It's very spooky. I didn't like it when I played it, but alas, the Subgoal was met. And so today, well, we're gonna be watching all of the game theory videos. Oh man, we're gonna be watching all of the game theory FNAF videos. I should probably add that part to the title as well. I should probably add that bit to the title as well. 1 second. Reacting to all the game theory FNAF lore videos. Awesome. Updated that. Perfect. Oh my god. Hello, how are you today? I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Oh, jump scare. Did you get the playlist I sent you? I did. Oh my good gracious. I have them all queued up. It's slightly behind chat, so I got the warning. Dude is ready. Oh my god. I'm watching the new nap video. I say, oh my god. I'll be quiet. Oh my god. My high school viewing experience. Gumba's like, yes, I remember back when those came out. My god. Okay, you know, it's enough of join me for a bite. It's there we go. That's much better. That's more right? That's what we're used to. Oh my god. It was a good song. It was a good bit. Oh my god. Oh, MJ missed the bit. Oh my god. Wah, yo. Who's here, MJ? Who's here? Oh! Hello, everybody! Hello! I hope you're doing well! I hope life's treating you well! Oh my god, welcome to the stream. Two openings felt appropriate. Oh my god, can you tell that I've been a little rushed while trying to simultaneously get a new YouTube video out? Boy howdy, that was meant to come out Wednesday. It was meant to come out Wednesday, but I had problems, most notably with the Fox Distributing Company. Boy howdy. They don't even exist anymore, but apparently they don't like me making videos. They're not big fans of it. They're like, this 6-second clip, you've uploaded the entire movie. And I'm like, no, I didn't. What do you mean? Oh my god. I'm with my bestie and it's yo! Punk, dude! Oh my god, you convinced them? Let's go! Oh my god, a 5-stream streak! Oh my god, that's right, they did just add the new Twitch streaks. I forgot about that. Gamify the service. Let's do it, baby. I don't know why it tells me this. There's a new streak system that got rolled out this week for, like, you know, it lets people like claim streaks to get some additional chat points or something. I feel the rough week thing. It was finals this week. Whoa. Oh my god. Well, I hope it went well. I hope it all worked out. I hope you got all the right answers. You answered it A B C D. You know, I hear that's the best way to approach multiple choice. I don't know how true that is. I personally just choose C every time, and it's never failed me. I had a streak thing, but thought people would make fun of me if I did the thing. Oh, nobody makes fun of people here. Well, okay, you all make fun of me, but that's separate. Oh my god, I passed my class. Let's go! Oh my god, Pog, dude! That's huge! Awesome! Oh my god, you must be proud! Oh man. I can't, oh man, I don't want to think about anything like that right now. I put off a lot of work that needed to be done this week to do for a video, and whoa, historiology, it was very close, down to the wire, nail biting. Who's gonna win? Oh my god, I can't believe, MJ, that you convinced your friends. Big Pog. Speaking of which, we should probably jump into the videos. We got a lot to cover today. For those that don't know, today on stream, due to a sub goal, we're going to be watching all of the FNAF game theory videos. Yeah, that's right. All the FNAF game theory videos, starting with Game Theory FNAF 2, gaming's scariest story solved, released 8 years ago. How well that's gonna work? I don't know. But I'm hopeful. Hey, do you want to hear a fun fact? I always want to hear a fun fact. I perpetually want to hear a fun fact. Thankfully, it's a 1/4 course, and I have no plans to be a pathologist. I mean, that sounds pretty good. Yeah. Do you ever take those courses where it's like you're never gonna use the material? Like they're like, no, you can't pass. This is the prereq. You need to do this one. And you go, but guys, I don't know it. I don't need any of this. I'm not trying to do anything with that. Why do I need to learn about like New England history when I'm gonna be focused in Europe? Why do I need to learn about European history when I'm gonna focus on Southeast Asia? And they just force you every time. Yo, I'm that one guy. Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate it. You are that one guy. So true, King. So true. Breathing in hydrogen sulfide can give you a headache. What? Why'd you have first-hand experience drinking in hydrogen sulfide? That sounds dangerous. That sounds like a bad idea. Not as much as back then. Oh, it gets better. They just end up going like, take what you want, kid. I'm not gonna make you do. It's kind of like in school where they're like, oh, you need math, but you're like, but I'm not gonna do anything with math. Like me. Actually, in fact, I managed to get out of that. In senior year, I didn't have to take any math because I said I'm not using it. I refuse. My Twitch name used to be Purple Guy. That's rough, King. That's rough. You lost out. You lost out on the greatest of all names possible. What happened to that name? You just lose the account? Oh man, that's like a sick name to have. A battery in the elevator at school exploded. What? What do you mean? Oh my god, I hope you're okay. I hope everyone's okay. Oh my god. No, they tell you what you're taking. It's just mostly relevant. Oh, okay. So they're still like, no, King, you gotta take this, this, and this. It's just relevant now. Okay, cool. In C, I gotta cut like almost everything. Huge W. Huge W. Yo, Medicine! Dude, what's up, man? Oh my god. I didn't like the name. Fair enough. I suppose if it's too related to something, you might have chosen not, you know? Could you imagine? I mean, math for some people really like math. Me personally, it was never my subject, you know? There's basically no dealing with registration now. Oh, I mean, that's kind of sick though. That's kind of like awesome. Wait a second. Oh, I should probably have my little guy. I should probably have my little guy up. There we go. Now it's like I'm here with you. We're gonna experience it together. It's me. I'm right down here. Hey guys. Hey guys. And now it's like, you know, above board and not a problem. I'm not just a pure. I'm just a pure React Andy. You know. I'm just React Andy. But it's fine. It's fine. Oh, it's a great form of content. Who knows? Maybe I won't lose my voice so much tonight. That'd be crazy. That'd be a crazy. What do you mean, boo? Don't you boo me? I'm fine. It happened in the morning. The school just went. It's fine. It's just going to make the science building smell like rotten eggs. Is that what that smells like? One of my friends nearly passed out. Oh. Those eggs must be pretty rotten. I'll be sending a complaint to the school board. You should probably. That sounds like a dangerous place to be. Honestly, hate game theory and don't particularly like the FNAF, so I won't be paying much attention, by the way. Fair enough. I'm not huge on game theories, Minecraft theories. I don't really know much of their other stuff, but I'm sure it'll be a grand old time. Snap, I have my best friend here. You need to be funny, but also no. Oh, you're right. You're right. So, anyway, we're gonna be, we're gonna, wait. We are going to continue on and just purely watch the game theory videos. How normal of us. I'm sorry, it's weird. I don't like it. I don't like I don't like it. I'm sorry, MJ. I don't think we're gonna go that route. Sulfur smells like rotten eggs. The gas had sulfur in it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Quick, say something historical and silly. Emperor Nero appointed a dead horse to the Senate. Or was that Caligula? It might have been Caligula. Now that I say that. It was one of them. They appointed a dead horse to the Senate. I think it was Caligula. Now that I say it out loud. I don't think that was Nero's shtick. Caligula also declared war on the sea, or on Poseidon, and had his soldiers run into the ocean and at the beach and stab it, and then declared victory. It was pretty great. It was pretty great. Accent. What kind of accent? Oh, so his voice annoys me? So I might. Oh my god. Sad cowboy. Oh god. Oh god. Sounds like a Caligula thing. See, I said Nero, and I was like, well, no, that can't be right. That can't be right. Oh man, I disagree with a lot of game theories, but it's a staple. Wee baguette. Oh man. Well, chatters, are you ready to jump in? Are you ready to get your mind exploded by the game theory channel? His voice is not normal, no, but they requested a sad cowboy. I can't avoid it. I did. It's true, Ray did do this. I was literally going to do some depressed cowboy, but you beat me to it. Oh, shucks. Oh, God, now I need a joke from the 1001 Cool Jokes book. I did not expect my wee baguette to get red like that. Or just bad enough that they're funny. Hey, funny enough, that's kind of like this joke book. What's number 9? What's number 87? Number 15. Burger King. I hope because some of these are like, this first video is 8 years old. I'm really hoping here that MatPat's gonna be making some references that are long dead. I'm hoping he's gonna be like, that's right, theorists, Left Shark came out and bit me on the night of 87. He's gonna bring up Left Shark, or he's gonna be like, that's right, game theorists. I don't know what else happened in the world. We're mannequin challenging the Five Nights at Freddy's. I guess Freddy failed the mannequin challenge. I'm hoping that's what happened. I know that's not, but like I can hope, right? Oh man. Number 87. What happened when the owl lost his voice? He didn't give a hoot. Wowie zowie. Oh my god. Now please. What am I embarrassing you, MJ? Is that what I'm to understand? Am I causing embarrassment for you? At the time, but this is too much. What do you? I was not a mere child. I was in my 70s. Don't stop. Oh god, not the hydrates. Wait a second. Oh god. Thankfully, they're not listening. Listen, I'm just saying, MatPat's gonna do it, man. MatPat's gonna do it. You don't want to believe it, but MatPat is going to bring out some references. He's probably gonna be like, "You Jake Paulers" or whatever. Like he's gonna do it. Oh, 1 second. Let me mute the. Let me mute the Spotify. Hello.
Hello. Oh,
Wait, this isn't the.
and welcome to the
What?
new and improved Five Nights at Freddy's 2 video.
New and improved.
I'm here to answer any questions the game may have left unanswered. The game's developer, he's a pretty tricky guy.
Oh, that's
worry,
MatPat.
I'll get everything
That's just MatPat talking. Wait a minute.
cleared up. Oh, and watch out for the puppet.
What was that? Chris Pratt? Where's Garfield? Oh yeah. What is Facebook.com/GameTheorists? Oh my god.
Hello,
Whoa.
Internet. Welcome to Game Theory. The show
Oh, he
that
sounds
promises
so
not
much
to
younger
include
here.
Any more gratuitous jump scares, unless that's just what I want you to think.
This is
so
what
I
you
can
guys
lull
wanted?
You into a false sense of security.
This is what you
and
wanted?
Scare you again, but.
This is what
I
you
won't do
wanted?
that.
This?
I'll just let the uncertainty
This
of
is what
whether
you
a jump
wanted?
scare is going to happen or not drive you insane for the rest of this episode. Man, I love reverse
Yo,
psychology.
what's
You know
up,
what
man?
else I love? These games.
It's his younger
Not
voice.
because I freaked out. by
It
the-
is. This is like 8 years ago, man. I hate that they keep doing VA for Chris Pratt. I can't believe he's Garfield. Oh my god, I can't believe he's Garfield.
Looking emotionally dead animatronics. Okay, well, Balloon Kid is pretty messed up, but whatever. No, what I appreciate about these games is the level of thought that went
That's what
into
you sound like.
every element of the story. When you create a game that has people
And I also had to
debating about
immediately
whether
find
it's
a very
sequel
specific
or a
version of the Mr. Fox
prequel,
audio
you've
plot.
definitely done something right. Unless that was never your intent, in which case you've done something horribly wrong.
But his
Anyway,
younger voice?
the point is, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 looks to be everything you'd want in a sequel. More cameras, more danger, and more fan. Oh, the fan. But that also comes
What's wrong with the fan?
more
What-
questions.
what the
Questions
fan
about
do?
the game's lore. And while others will provide you with the jump scares,
Ooh.
I provide you with what everyone really
You know
wants.
what?
Answer.
You know what? No. Honestly.
Lore. And while others will provide
Well, minus one of these. I was gonna say, I think. Oh no, that channel doesn't exist anymore, does it? I was gonna say, wait a minute. Do all these channels still exist 8 years later as like big content? Never mind.
you with the jump
I take it
scares.
back.
I provide you
I was gonna say, maybe they're all old YouTubers who haven't had controversies. No, some of them definitely had controversies.
with
You
what
know what?
everyone
Take it
really
back.
wants answers. Well, maybe not everyone. What an elite, educated subset of you really want answers.
This guy really thinks he's Dexter. This guy thinks he's Dexter. You're not. You're not. All right, listen. It was what I wanted, and you losers let me get away with. Oh, because I didn't know my best friend would be here. Wait, I'm just like, guys, I didn't know that I was gonna care about what happened tonight. I thought it would be all for the joke. It turns out that it's gonna be big sad. Oh my god. I hope you get embarrassed tonight, MJ. I'm kidding. Oh my god. Not one of you objected. He's not Garfield. He's an orange cat with the sounds of balls. Oh my god. It's true. It's wild because like there is another voice actor for Garfield who's voiced him from like 2014 to now for like several animated movies. I don't know why they changed him out. I really don't.
So grab yourselves a slice.
I love it here. Do you, Gred? Do you? Oh my god. Oh yeah, it was yet another introspective video. So I hope you enjoyed it. By the way, Gred.
Slice of Freddy Fazbear's signature pizza, cause we're about to dig in.
Grab a slice. Ooh. Like the.
Let's get the big one out of the way first.
He's referencing my. You think what? Nuh-uh, I'm Dee Dee. Yeah. That's his sister, right? That is, I'm 90% sure. That's his sister, right? His sister's Dee Dee. Yeah, I'm Dee Dee. I'm coasting through life, baby. It's easy. Graphics life. I love it so much. Let's go, baby. I was worried about it.
Is the game a sequel
that bit?
or a prequel?
Thank God.
And what
No, I keep pausing and starting. I apologize to all the game theorists out there. I was worried about that video, so I'm glad you enjoyed it.
What I mean by that is, contrary to popular belief, just because it has a big 2 slapped next to the name doesn't automatically mean the game comes after the first one in a timeline sense.
What do you
It's a
mean,
sequel,
MatPat?
Yes, but it tells a prequel story. Take, for instance, these all-time classics: Psycho 4, The Beginning, Lion King 1.5, and the actual all-time classic, Godfather Part 2. All of them sequels that just so happen to also be prequels. It's not mutually exclusive.
My man brought up the Godfather Part 2 in a Five Nights at Freddy's lore video. What hopes? What hopes is this man jumping through? He brought up the Godfather. Oh my God.
Exclusive. So whereas
MatPat
Five Nights at
is
Freddy's
just
2
Ken.
knowing its place in
Wow.
the timeline is crucial for understanding
He
its
really
story.
wants to
Well, figure
explain
that
The
out, let's
Godfather
focus
to
on
me.
the
I know
paycheck
it.
you receive at the end of your 5th night.
Welcome
The date
to-
places the events of the game in 1987.
Let's
a whole
go.
6 years ahead of when we determined the first game
87?
took place in our first video. Sounds like a prequel, but we found that date in the first game by calculating Mike Schmidt's hourly pay and comparing that to the minimum wage of
Let's
90s.
go. Oh,
If
thank
Scott
you.
Coffin,
Oh,
the
that's
game's
so kind of you.
developer, is just picking random
I was worried
numbers
about
for
it.
payments,
It's a
this
game that
bit
I'm
of
like
evidence would
actually
be
a
meaningless.
game. It
Except
was a
that
video
it's
that I
not.
actually
At
like
the end of Five Nights 2, you get paid
for lack of a better word, sort of made almost for me in some ways.
Divide
So
that by the
yeah.
30
It was,
hours
anyway,
worked,
I'm glad you
get
liked it.
$3.35 an hour, the
It's
exact minimum
phenomenal.
wage of 1987. Which means
Why
that
is there math on my
using
screen?
minimum wage calculations to identify the year of Five Nights 1 is a perfectly
There's no way. It's sweet Christ. I forgot what game theory was. There's no way this man is bringing up the minimum wage. All right, tell me, Matt. This is insane. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. This man is bringing up the minimum wage in the 80s, which hasn't changed a lot. As to what state we're in?
valid way to prove it, and shows that it takes place after the events of Five Nights 2. Still don't believe me?
This guy's crazy.
Players brave enough to survive the extra night 6 are rewarded with a bonus check and a newspaper clipping that says the toy robots are getting scrapped, and
As
that
I
the
said,
old ones
it's
are going into
fine, we're all
storage for a
mentally
new,
ill.
smaller scale version of the restaurant. That would explain why the old models reappear in Five Nights 1 and the toy models don't. And notice how it mentions a smaller version of the restaurant. The building in Five Nights 1
But Scott would
is
actually
significantly
do
smaller than the
this.
setting of Five Nights 2.
Who
Need
made
more
these
evidence? What about the
games?
fact that on the first night in the office, the phone guy explains that the robots used to walk around during the day just like they do in Five Nights 2, but not anymore. Or the fact that phone
What?
guy dies in the first game, making it hard for him to also be the phone guy in Five
Oh,
Nights
yeah.
at Freddy's 2 if it
I
takes
forgot
place
about that.
after. Call me the Phantom Menace, cause every way
You're the
to
Phantom
Sunday,
Menace.
this game is a prequel. So with that revelation,
That was a long walk. That, listen, I make jokes that are long walks. Me personally, we've gone down a few dusty trails. That was a long walk to say this is a prequel.
out of the way, we're able to piece together the rest of the timeline and dig a little bit deeper. Posters everywhere.
2
in
times
Five
speed,
Nights
it
2.
would be
Well,
funny. 2 times speed, you wanted it to. That's probably the only way we're actually gonna get through a good number of these. I'll put it at 1.5.
you to this new location, implying that there was another Freddy Fazbear's Pizza somewhere before this one. Additionally, the phone guy makes reference to it on night 1, mentioning the old location and how it
Is
was
this too
robbed.
fast for
So we know that
people?
there was one
I should
Freddy Fazbear's
ask.
Pizza for the first game, one for the second game, and one that came before both of them that we've never seen. But even before that, the phone guy also mentions an even older restaurant called Fredbear's Family Diner, which, aside from its confusingly different name, also had different owners. So let me recap. There's the restaurant from the first
Call
game,
me
which is the
Stephen
last of the
King.
timeline. The one that you're currently working at in 1987 in Five Nights 2, an older location of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Sounds like Ben
and the
Shapiro!
original Fredbear's Diner. Jeez, I hope you're still with me because this is more complicated
Oh, gravity fall. Oh!
than the Zelda timeline. Anyway, it's at this first location.
What a. I know it goes without saying, it's game theory, but what a nerdy reference. This is more, this is more confusing than a Zelda timeline. Okay.
Diner, where the whole
Okay,
story begins.
that.
Submitted for the approval of the Game Theorist Society, this is the true tale of Five Nights at Freddy's. When you die in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, before you've even gotten over the jump scare, you sometimes get a screen like this. Oh, turn it off, it's too horrifying. That, youngsters, was E.T. for the Atari, a console that came out before the NES. Yes, around the same time as the dinosaurs. It's widely considered to be the worst game of all time, hence me reacting in a horrified manner. See?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's hence me reacting in a horrified manner. Okay. Okay, Matt. I'm sorry. I take it back. I don't mean to make fun of Matthew Patrick. All right.
Voice spells out letter by letter things like help them, save them, or save him. These Deathmatch games are the most.
Why didn't you guys get me to play this one? Why'd you make me play the first one? This sounds way cooler.
An important piece in figuring out the true story behind these games. Let's start with this one. This death minigame has you playing as Freddy, taking cake to screaming children at a birthday party. As Freddy rushes around trying to keep the whole party happy, a single sad child looks on from outside. When suddenly you're powerless to do anything but look on in abject horror as a purple man pulls up in a car, murders the child, and drives off. It's my belief.
What? Wait, what happens? You did. He explained that so calmly! He explained that so calmly!
Looks on from outside, when suddenly you're powerless to do anything but look on in abject horror as a purple man pulls up in a car, murders the child, and drives off. It's my belief, loyal.
In abject horror! Yeah, I look at this scene in abject horror!
It's my belief, loyal.
As some MS Paint blue expands out of the child. Yeah, I'm horrified, baby. Ooh,
In this timeline. How do I know? Well, it's a small establishment and there's only one animatronic, Freddy, as opposed to all the other games which show other robots. But more importantly, this murder child is the one that sets everything.
That's just the Binding of Isaac. That's what that is. You would never ever play the second one. What are you talking about? Oh my god. What would be cool? You playing Help Wanted. What's Help Wanted? Oh, you really know nothing of the series, huh? I've played the first game and got to night 4, baby. That's about it. It's Charlie? Slimesicle? What do you mean?
Emotion. One of the
Emilio?
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is winding a mysterious music box that we're told vacates one of the animatronics. If you fail to wind the music box, what you're introduced to is the puppet. Looks like No Face from Spirited Away. You know what else he looks like? Take a look at that murdered child again. See how his tear tracks remain visible on his face even after he's dead?
Oh, that's more than his face. That is tear tracks covering his body. What do you mean?
We can make a pretty good case that this kid's murdered spirit eventually found its way into the puppet animatronic. But that's not all. What jumps?
That's well, you see, the kid's crying, and the mask on the puppet looks like tears. So clearly, the soul of the murdered child got put into a puppet. I'm sorry. What? When did Caleb get dethroned from Gifted? Ooh, probably about like 1, maybe 2 months ago? Yeah, Caleb's in the dust now, man. Caleb's way back in the dust by like over 100 subs. Yeah, Totally Human runs this town these days, yeah. Oh, but Nap, he's right though. But how do you make that leap?
Scare happens after this Save Him minigame. After seeing this tear-stained child's
like
murder
this,
reenacted
and because they kept missing massive things.
Jumps out of the screen and attacks you. Coincidence? I don't think so. That incident marks the first time Sheen is ever associated with a violent act carried out against a child, and we can infer that it was this incident.
This man's crazy, but he's right. Me as I frantically is this what I sound like? Is this what I sound like when I'm going through like Minecraft lore? When I'm like, no, you don't understand because there's a library in the stronghold and big cages, and I think it's a research center, man. I don't think it even is. I don't think it's a stronghold like a fortress. I think it's a stronghold like a research center. Oh God, what am I? Don't just say yes! Don't just say. No, you're far more whimsical. It's yippee! Yay! Good. I'm whimsical. That's all that matters. I just need to. In the words of. Never mind. I can't actually. I can't. Never mind.
Fazbear Entertainment.
We'll
Now,
keep
I don't know
going,
about you,
we'll
but if
keep
I was
going.
senselessly murdered and left to haunt a
How many
Freddy
videos are in this
with the body of
playlist?
an
Don't worry about
awful-looking
it.
clown doll, I'd want to get my revenge as soon as possible. Unfortunately for our vengeful puppet though, it doesn't quite turn out that way. Fast forward a few years to Freddy
Also, don't
Fazbear's
hate-
Pizza, the first location,
Aw.
the one that has yet to appear in a game. This new
Well-
restaurant is the one we learned about in my earlier
Well,
episode
how
of the
did-
game, where our pal the murderer uses a golden Freddy suit to lure away and kill 5 children in the back room. As we read through the various articles on the wall, he gets caught the next day, but the bodies are never found, presumably because they've been stuffed into the animatronic suits.
It's a
The restaurant goes on
tragedy.
until the dead body stink starts to waft off the
I'm
robots,
sorry,
causing
wait a
the
minute.
back room.
What
As we read
newspapers
through
out
the
here
various
just
articles on
like,
the wall, he gets caught the next day,
you
but
know.
the bodies are never found, presumably because they've been
Freddy Fazbear Pizza band been fighting for an uphill battle ever since ever since to convince families to return to the pizzeria. It's a tragedy. Which part? The death or the family's not coming back?
suits. The restaurant stays open for a few months until the dead body stink starts to waft off the robots.
The
and causes them to get
dead
shut down for
body
health reasons. But how do we know this happened in the first pizzeria
I'm sorry, months? Bodies smell in a matter of days. What do you mean?
location? Again, we turn to what the phone guy says. On night 2 of Five Nights 2, he mentions the smell coming from the old animatronics, the smell that got the original restaurant shut down. We also know that after the Golden Freddy incident, it took multiple months for the restaurant to get shut down. That couldn't have happened in the restaurant of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which is shut down on night 6 and into the
of
foreseeable
course,
future. But outside of these lore clues, it also makes logical sense. Before the Golden Freddy murders, there was one dead child whose tear-stained soul existed in the form of a puppet. But now there are 5 more dead children, and thanks to another of the death minigames, we find out exactly what happened to them. In the Help Them minigame, the puppet stuffs the dead children into the robotic suits, giving their souls new life, and preps them for their eternal mission of vengeance. But MatPat, you say through your chattering teeth, there are only 4 dead children in that game. To which I tell you, look closer.
That's my
There,
teeth
the
chattering.
frame of light before Golden Freddy's head jumps out and attacks, features the lost 5th dead child, and what started as a haunted puppet has suddenly become an army of possessed animatronics out for revenge. But wait, that's not all we know. We
Who's
also know the
Golden
murder was
Freddy?
committed by the same guy who killed the first child. How? Look at the Foxy death minigame. Twice, Foxy runs out to meet the kids, but the third time,
Yeah,
we see the tall
Foxy,
purple man
yeah!
smiling. Foxy goes into the other room to find 5 dead children.
Oh!
The man in purple strikes again. Skip ahead to 1987, finally bringing us to the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. The old animatronics have been retired, and the cute new versions of all our favorite friends come equipped with facial recognition software that just so happens to be connected to a sex offender database. Seems like an oddly specific
Excuse
Consider
me!
that the last restaurant was closed for
Excuse me!
employee. It's a safety measure. You see how it all ties together? So you have some animatronics possessed by vengeful spirits and another batch on the prowl for predators. But that doesn't stop our friend the Purple Man from continuing his life's work of murdering children at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. As we learn from the phone guy on nights 4 and 6, the new restaurant
I'm
is once
reeling.
again
I'm
under investigation
speechless.
As, well, I'll let him explain.
Hello. What on earth are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo?
No.
The place is closed down, at least for a while.
Oh.
Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it. Now none of them are acting right.
The Golden Freddy
Someone
killer
used
struck
it? What does
again.
that mean?
The final death minigame also supports this. You, as Freddy, must walk through an exact replica of the building, animatronics all in their proper places, seeing the 5 dead children spread out through the various rooms. And based on what Phone Guy says, it seems like the guilty party was the former night guard, the one who moved to day shift and the one your character replaced. I mean, Phone Guy makes plenty of uncomfortable references to suddenly having an available position during the day.
When we get it all sorted out, we may move you to the day shift. The position just became available. We don't have a replacement for your shift yet, but we're working on it.
But is the Purple Man really someone we've ever met and who's only worked there a week? Or is it
And
someone,
then
we trust,
died-
someone with a long history with these characters?
of
Someone
course.
no one would suspect, the head guard, the one forced to fill empty positions and teach new recruits by leaving them instructions over the
Gasp!
phone. Is the Purple
Josh
Man
Hutchinson!
Phone Guy? Ask yourself this, what do we really know about Phone Guy? Let's look at what he says. First, he always speaks like an outsider looking in. He refers to the management of the company as they. So he's not higher up like the CEO or even a manager. But he's also not a typical day worker, as he says things like the employees and the staff. So he works there, but isn't generally considered a regular member of the company. We also know that he's qualified to take the role of a night guard. As we learn, he plans to take over the position sometime after night 6, and is on his way out of the position by the time the first
Okay.
night starts.
I'm following.
When the place eventually opens again, I'll probably take a night shift myself. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact.
What else do we know? We know that Phone Guy has a long history with the company, being with it at least since the first pizzeria that we haven't played in. He also openly admits that Foxy the Pirate was always his favorite, and that he has never liked the puppet because, as he says, it was always thinking.
Yeah, I told you wouldn't have any problems. Did Foxy ever appear in the hallway? Probably not. I was just curious. Like I said, he was always my favorite. I'll be honest, I never liked that puppet thing. It's always thinking, and it can go anywhere.
Okay, but what do we know about the
What?
Purple Guy, the Golden Freddy
It's,
Killer?
what is
Well, let's look
what
at
does
the minigame again.
thinking mean? What are they? It's always thinking. What? What? Purple guy equals Afton equals owner. I think I always come back. A lot of information that means nothing to him. He's completely blind. You're right, King. You're right. Can you turn on subtitles? Yeah.
He has a long history with the franchise, killing since it was Fredbear Diner. We see him smiling as he watches Foxy perform, Phone Guy's favorite, right before Foxy sees the room of dead children. We know that the puppet and the killer wouldn't get along, which would explain Phone Guy's discomfort around a creature that he describes as always thinking. And here's the bombshell.
Man's having
the killer
thoughts!
is a security guard. How? On very rare occasions during the Save Them minigame, while Freddy chases the puppet, the purple man appears and chases you. Look on his chest. It's an orange badge, the kind that would be given to a security guard. Now,
I guess you could call that a badge. Yeah.
Innocuous detail. But now look at Golden Freddy. Look deep into his dead, vacant eyes. What do you see? 2 white spots. Pinpricks, really. Barely visible. They're there. And now finally, what do we see in Purple Guy's hand? The Atari graphics.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yo, Game Dog Liver.
No, that to me, very clearly a phone.
Appreciate
Robot
it.
voice is spelling out for you. Save them. Save them. But when Purple Guy, Phone Guy, catches you, the screen crashes, and all you're left with is, you can't. But that's not where it ends.
Not with that
As you and
attitude.
I both know, there's still 5 Nights at Freddy's.
I am
If
no
this game is last
welcome.
line,
I hope
and
you're doing well. Hope you've been having a good week. You've come to a bit of an odd stream. This is a Subgoal redemption where they wanted me to watch through all the game theory FNAF videos. So it's been it's a bit of a wacky time. I don't know anything of the lore, so I'm now learning it. And boy howdy, there's a lot.
He is in Five Nights 1. We know the other animatronics got scrapped, but this ghostly guy should still be around if this timeline I proposed is correct. And get this, the puppet is in the first game. Take a look at the East Hallway. It seems pretty normal, right? But every so often, the posters on the walls change to this, a crying child with 2 streaming lines down his face. Look familiar? It should. The Five Nights at Freddy's series about vengeance.
It did? Did I just never notice that? Was that something in the first game and I just never noticed? That, like, the wallpaper changed?
6 children, more, looking for revenge against a sick child killer. The Purple Guy, the guy who just so happens to be the first voice you hear when turning on these games.
Dude's just got a phone in
Save
it.
them. You can't. But hey, that's just a theory.
A game theory.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, wait, what? No, he said it so calmly. No! No! Where's that? But that's just a theory. A game theory. Where's be the meme you're meant to be.
History. So get your 2-week free trial by clicking on huluplus.com.
Wow.
Maybe frightful.
Wow! Everybody go to huluplus.com/MatPat. Yeah, baby. Huh? Oh, this is the next one. Okay. Don't look at me like that, MatPat. Don't look at me like that. Ah! I'm okay. Hi, MatPat.
It's time.
What do you mean it's time? Rizzy! Don't... What do you mean, Rizzy? Bro, why you kinda... The best way to watch is timeline video. It gives a general idea of the current theoretical timeline. Ah. He's saying it's time. I'm all in. It's time. Intro song. Spelling Science Blaster. Oh my god, it's sped up. Wait a minute. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Yeah, baby! We zooming!
Hello, Internet.
Okay. We're gonna go back down. We're gonna go back down.
Welcome to Game Theory, where good things, or at least FNAF things, come to those who wait. And man, when it comes to this game series, no one was waiting for—
That doesn't even make sense. FNAF, what? That doesn't even... That doesn't... Also, we will spare you for watching only that. I remember seeing a complete FNAF lore. It was almost 9 hours?
I mean, the second game came out 3 months after the first, the trailer for the third was 2 months later, and like 4 minutes after that, the game was available to download. So forgive me if I was caught with my pants down on that one. I just wasn't prepared for it. But even more impressive than that abbreviated timeline was your ability to rip that final game apart. Hours after the release of the game, people were discussing good versus bad endings, 8-bit Atari cake, glitching through walls, and punching a flipping code into cement bricks arranged like a telephone dial pad. In regards to that last one, I have—
What was this game? I'm sorry, the third game. That's insane. That's insane. There's hidden things in this game that are like, oh, if you just messed around in the room enough, you would have found out.
2 things to say. First off, well done to you guys for figuring it out so quickly, and secondly,
Final
Scott—
game. How many more were there after this anyway?
Seriously? Seriously, Scott? Oh, look, here's a wall.
Well, what are you using his first name for? Do you know him, Mr. Paticus?
Let me just dial in my phone number. Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop. What? When did we...
Wait, what? Why did he say it like that? Wait a minute. What number did he type?
Seriously, Scott? Oh, look, here's a wall. Let me just dial...
What number did he type? 1 second.
Dial in my phone number.
It's 295395.
What? When did we jump from a point-and-click horror game to magical fantasy? This thing is like platform 9 and 3/4. I expect Harry effing Potter to apparate into Pirate's Cove or something. Jeez, here I was thinking that.
What does Harry Potter have to do with any of this? Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop. Let me dial in my phone number.
Into the one other place that you see numbers in this game, the bonus jump scare menu, or something, anything. But nope, dialing it into a wall makes so much more sense.
This is so funny. Good, I'm glad.
Sorry, just need to get that one off my
but also, I hope
now, with 15 days of Freddy's under our belts and a few overtime hours clocked in for good measure, we have ourselves a completed video game trilogy, with the third game giving us more jump scares, more phone guy, and more... But this game also contains the final clues we need to get some closure on this game's deviously vague story. Scotty C certainly didn't make things any easier for us, but at this point I think we finally have enough puzzle pieces scattered.
Are there 5? Is that how many games there are? That's my fave FNAF joke I wrote very often. What?
Across the 3 games to assemble a fairly accurate picture of this franchise's lore. Since you guys had a, let's just say, above
question. When are we going to get an episode that explains a whole overarching story? MatPat, you owe...
MatPat, you owe us 3 FNAF videos. 1 to explain the 3rd game, 1 to explain the entire timeline, and 1 to explain what the heck took so damn long. Please do FNAF 3 theory.
3 theory, please. Could you do FNAF 3? Where are these comments on my video? Huh? Look at you guys. Where are these deep and insightful comments on my video? Man, this guy was 9 hours away from not having this be put into this video. This got 9 hours after this was posted. Zach Cravens. MatPat went taking that one. That one's going in the video. This is what Nep thinks we all sound like. No, I've told you what you all individually sound like.
Average interest in this theory. I wanted to create something that answered as many questions as possible.
Like Ray. Ray sounds like Tony Soprano.
Beyond just the details, the question we all want an answer to is, what exactly happened in the story throughout this series? It's a pretty fundamental question to not have an answer to, and yet, despite thousands of videos, forum entries, and Tumblr posts, whoa, hey, put that away. You behave yourself. This game is already scary enough without you sticking your hook somewhere it doesn't belong.
Why do I sound
Despite
like
all those
that?
things, we still don't have a clear
Gamba. Let me think on that.
On the
I have to remember upon the interactions. I said Milo. Oh my god.
We still weren't sure about who this guy was or even how many victims he'd officially taken. Then there are the animatronics. Sure, we generally understand that the killer's dead bodies have been stuffed into some of the suits, and that with the help of...
Do you know Kronk, Gamba? Do you know Kronk from Emperor's New Groove?
With a puppet, the kids were able to find new life in those robotic bodies, but then
just
about
saying.
Shadow Bodies and Shadow Freddy, who randomly appeared in FNAF 2, only to become prominent figures throughout Part 3. How did they fit? What about the ghostly Golden Freddy, someone we've been talking about since
Right. Poison Guzga.
the first game, and yet we still don't really know anything about him. Well, now that we finally have all the facts, I think it's time we revisit my timeline I presented in the last episode to see what I got right, what I got wrong. Yes, you heard that. Wrong. Shame.
No! That's bad! You can't get things wrong!
I'm a big boy. Mommy, wow, I'm a big kid now.
Whoa!
I'm finally feeling the missing details to create
Whoa!
what I believe to be my definitive Five Nights theory.
That
And
was
boy,
cursed.
howdy, it is a doozy.
Boy,
So strap
howdy.
in, theorists. You wanted it, you're about to get it. Overall, the timeline of the franchise I
That was
presented in the last
cursed,
video
Matt,
still
and I
holds
didn't need
strong.
to see
Decades
your
before the
head
game
on a
became
baby's
horror
body.
legend, meriting its own theme park style attraction,
There's
Freddy Fazbear got his
13
start at
FNAF
Fredbear Family
games?
Diner. It's here where our story begins as Purple Guy takes his first victim.
What?
Something we see in the Take Cake minigame from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. What tells us that this is Fredbear's and first in the timeline? Well, as I said last time, in addition to it being a small space, the only character we see is
Yeah,
Freddy,
no, Freddy
whereas all
doesn't
other
exist.
minigames feature multiple animatronics.
This
He's
man's
also
just
holding
talking
a
about
gun.
something that
Since
just
would
doesn't
later become
exist.
Chica's signature item, the event depicted in this game must have come before she was created. Additionally, notice that the Purple Guy's murder takes place outside the building. This is the only time we see him murder someone outside the walls of a Fazbear building, which implies that this is likely his first victim. Serial killers often have what's known as a signature, a way of killing that's unique.
And another game plant? No, that can't be. I saw at least 4 of these videos Matt Pat put out were titled Final/Finale.
To him and him alone. For Purple Guy, his signature is dressing in an animatronic costume, then luring children to the back of the pizzeria and killing them there. But this murder occurs before he developed this particular style, implying that it's the first. From there, we know that the puppet jump scare that always follows this minigame, combined with the tier design on both the dead child and the puppet's mask, implies that the soul of the first child now exists.
Does
in
it
the
though?
puppet. The
I mean,
event
yeah,
caused
sure,
the
he's
original
right,
owners
but
to sell
does
the
it
Fredbear
imply
name,
that?
who then rebranded and avoided the negative PR, becoming what we know today.
I love that that
as
just
the
is a
Fazbear
Chuck E.
Inc.
Cheese.
They
I
then
love that
opened
he
a new
just
chain of restaurants,
took
which we
Chuck
never
E.
saw
Cheese and
exist
edited it.
until the release of Five Nights 3. This is not Fredbear Diner like many
Oh my
interpret,
god,
but
and as the third game came out, the lines got thinner and you can see more of the people.
rather the first location of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, predating the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. How do we know? Well, by paying close attention to the old recordings of Phone Guy dug up in FNAF 3, he introduces
Whoa!
us to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, not Diner, before explaining the functionality of the special spring-lock suits.
Welcome to your new career as a performer/entertainer for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Right now, we have 2 specially designed suits that double as both animatronic and suit.
He also lets us know that the animatronics are still allowed to walk around freely during the day, meaning that this is happening before the bite of 87. In which
The
animatronics
bite of
break
it?
someone
Was that
with
the bite of
removing their
87?
frontal lobe and
Oh my
resulting in the
god,
animatronics being
Charlie
restricted to
bit
moving
my finger?
around
Good
only at
lord.
night.
For ease of operation, the animatronics are set to turn
That's
and
some,
walk toward
that's some
ground.
This
internet
program informs us,
history.
and as we see in the Stage 01 minigame, there are 2 specialty suits.
I can't
a
believe
golden
King
body suit
Charles
and the
did that.
origins of the infamous Golden Freddy. But the lifespan of these spring-lock suits
This
is actually
is
short-lived
stupid.
as we learn about their one fatal flaw.
After learning of an unfortunate incident at the sister location involving multiple and simultaneous spring lock failures, the company has deemed the suits temporarily unfit for employees. The classic suits are being retired to an appropriate location.
Now, let's pause here. 2 employees are killed by the failure of a bond.
He said to pause. So, we're just, I guess gonna sit here forever? How's he gonna tell me to unpause? He said we gotta pause here. Okay.
Suit and a Freddy suit. Where else in the game do we see
It's
Bonnie
so
and Freddy sharing
stupid.
a unique feature that no one else in the game possesses? Shadow Freddy
And
Shadow
at
Bonnie.
this
Could
point-
this be
oh,
the
so it's just
origin
a,
of
like,
the
forever
paranormal
game.
Shadow suits? Yes, actually. Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie are tied to the ghosts of the employees who died in the spring suits. Get this, the employees' bodies were taken out of the suits, which is why their appearance is more paranormal and why they can't possess them as well as the children can. Plus, having this as their origin would
Come on! I don't know why I'm giving this guy money, but it's for you. It's not funny. I think you need to reevaluate your life choices. Brother! Come on! What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, no! We're doing great! We're doing great!
explain the in-game behavior of both suits. In FNAF 3, we see that Purple Guy hides in a secret safe
Hope I'm
room
not
that has
sick. I
been
hope
built
you're
into
not
every
sick too,
pizzeria, a
Shaman.
room that's hidden to customers and invisible to the animatronics programming. During the minigames that occur between nights,
No,
we
this
see
go-
Shadow Freddy lead the other animatronics
I will look
to
at it
this
after
secret room,
stream.
only to cause
In
them to
this
glitch
stream
out and then
case,
get
I
torn
will
apart by Purple
maintain.
Guy. This supernatural origin story is
I
how
will
Shadow Freddy is able
maintain.
to enter the safe room when other animatronics can't. How he's able to lead you to that room in the first place when other animatronics wouldn't be able to see it based on their programming, and even why he leads you there, knowing that Purple Guy attacking you will eventually free your soul. That's also why there's no Purple Freddy suit when you do finally enter that room. It's not an alternate Purple Guy costume like many believe, it's an apparition. Suck on that, Harry Potter.
What? Why is this man bringing up Harry Potter every 6 seconds? What is it? What is his fascination? Bro, Oh my god. Maybe 25 months is 25 too many. No, guys, please. You don't understand. Oh my god. I laugh at his expense. Oh my god.
I knew someone would apparate eventually. It also explains why Shadow Bonnie's minigame in FNAF 3 always starts on stage 01, the spring suits, and why it's the one animatronic we control that has the ghostly ability to glitch, fly, and teleport. As we concluded last episode, this is also the point in the timeline of the first missing children's incident, the one we learn about via newspaper clips.
This dude just keeps adding in restaurants into this timeline. He's just straight up slapping those bad boys into that timeline now.
In Five Nights 1. So, based on the newspaper clipping evidence we have,
Like
we know
FNAF
that the
9?
murderer dressed in one of the
Good
suits, lured
God,
children to a bad room
what a
and killed
statement.
them. He's starting to
The
develop
fact that there's 9 of these is blowing my mind.
his signature. But one
When you realize 2014 is only 3 months away. Yar!
nagging detail FNAF theorists have been wondering is what suit does he use for his disguise? The answer? Golden Bonnie. Why? Well, remember the phone guy saying the faulty suits were being retired?
That pencil millennial, an obsession with Harry Potter is kinda a requirement. Oh my god! You didn't have to end him like that. Well, no, because he doesn't start his videos with the whole pause. Is Matt Pat a Disney adult?
To an appropriate location. There's a high likelihood they're being stored in one of the safe rooms in the restaurants. Plus, we hear in FNAF 2 that the purple guy has a habit of using a yellow suit.
That's what the FOMO's for, baby!
Someone used it.
But why not Golden Freddy? Phone guy tells us so at the beginning of Night 5 in FNAF 3.
Management has also been made aware that the Spring Bonnie animatronic has been noticeably moved.
My, what an oddly specific detail to include, Scott Cawthon. And remember, these tapes that play in FNAF 3 date all the way back to the first pizzeria location, which is why this detail is so important. It reflects Purple Guy starting to develop his signature killing pattern. From there, we know the rest of the story. Purple Guy kills the kids, stuffs the bodies into the suits to hide them, but as we read the paper, is caught on camera and arrested. Meanwhile, the puppet gives life to the children, and the angry spirits possess the robots. Or is that really how it goes? Let's go back to the give gift.
What do you mean, is that really how it goes? You just spent the last 11 minutes and 1 second explaining to me that's how it goes. You just spent the last video explaining that to me. What do you mean, Matt Pat? Don't you come in here changing your story now. Don't you think you can just shift it all around? Oh my god. Don't you think you can change it? You're not getting the drop on me.
Give life minigame. The children are lying there dead, and the puppet first tries to give them presents. Weird, right? Weird until you consider that his place is at the prize corner. Giving presents is the only thing he knows that can make children happy. It's
That's so sad.
Remember,
Actually,
this
that's
is
not weird,
still a
that's just
child
sad.
spirit in this puppet. But when that doesn't work, the puppet goes around one more time and does the only other thing it can think of. Put the bodies into the suits. You heard that right. In trying to save the children, he's the one hiding them in the animatronic suits. Not the killer like we've been assuming. But then what about the 5th child, as there's only 4 here? Well, as we pointed out last time, the 5th child is there too, appearing at the very end of the minigame and taking the role of Golden Freddy. But remember, Golden Freddy is a decommissioned spring lock.
Oh my, yeah, he's not allowed to make new theories. What do you mean? He's gotta be correct from day one. I want a video from like 2013 of Matt Pat coming out and just being like, all right, here's everything. And then he's just correct. He's correct for the next 9 games. That would be awesome. Oh my god. Stick this. Oh. Did they spread the plague? Did they spread the plague to you?
He's too unsafe to be functional. The reason he's slumped over and can't move like the rest is that his endoskeleton has been taken out. He's in suit mode, not free roaming mode. He physically doesn't have the mechanisms in place to stand up and move. Possessed or no, a dead child's spirit just can't give a boneless suit the ability to stand. This also explains the lone.
I'm sorry, what ability or non-ability do you know that the capabilities of the soul of a child has? What do you mean? Soul and no soul. A soul can't make what? How do you know? How do you know? I'm telling the Pope on you, Matt Pat. He's gonna give back that copy of Undertale you gave him. He's gonna give it back. He's not gonna want anything to do with you anymore, Matt Pat, because you decided that you get to decide what a soul of a child can and cannot do. And you know what? He's not happy about it, Matt Pat. Not one bit. Knows the value of a human soul. Yeah, he is like Anubis at the gates. He's waiting. He weighs it against his little game theory feather, and he goes, this could not lift. This could not lift up this could not lift a suit without exoskeleton. It would be failure. Oh my god. Oh, watch the ultimate timeline instead of all of them. Napoleon go into shock. Oh my god. Yeah, I gotta be eased into it.
An endoskeleton that appears occasionally in both Five Nights 2 and Five Nights 1. An endoskeleton that once belonged to Golden Freddy.
That doesn't look
I know
like
I made you wait
Freddy
for
at
this
all.
one, so I knew I had to make it count. Heck, if there ain't a lot to cover. Still with me? Good, because we're ready for our
Kind
next
of.
location. You see, since the puppet hid the bodies, no one knows they're in the suits until they start oozing and smelling. Which, as we see in the
How
papers,
does
eventually
nobody
gets...
What do you mean? That should happen like within a day. How do you not notice dead body? That's crazy talk, man. Oh my god. Where did that Russian accent come from? You know, it just happened. Got his limbs stolen and try to revive. Oh my god, got stuck. It is. Yeah, he's Alphonse, man. Matt Pat knows the cost. He's like, listen, I know the first law of. Oh my god. Dude's like, you don't understand the laws of the universe like I do.
The company tries to recover from, quote, the tragedy that took place there many years ago, but
The
can't,
sound
and eventually is
cloud!
forced
Oh
to shut
my
its doors
God.
for good. This leads to the trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Finally, we're actually going to talk about a game in the series. Seriously, can you believe we've been going this whole time on locations that aren't even settings for the
No, actually, I can't. Why were you doing it this way? Who watched this?
three main games? That is why this lore is so challenging, but also so interesting. Anyway, forgotten, dismantled, deactivated. These are the words you see at the beginning of the trailer. Back when the debate about whether this game was a sequel or a prequel to the first game, these words made it seem like a follow-up, that everything had been shut down since the first game, but it wasn't. These words are a reference to the business being closed down after that first missing children's incident. That's why posters everywhere in Five Nights 2 are all about the brand new Fazbear Pizza. It's the grand reopening after years of being out of business. That's also why the new toy animatronics have built-in facial recognition software to a criminal database. They need to be careful to prevent
Oh,
another
thank God,
incident.
he said
But,
criminal
as we
this
know,
time.
it
Jesus
doesn't work.
Christ.
As we see in the Save Them minigame, 5 more children get killed in this new location. We know it's the new location because the minigame map's layout perfectly matches this new Fazbear business. We also know it couldn't have happened earlier in the timeline
I
as
watched
both the
all
old
of these when they
animatronics
came
and
out.
new
Well,
toy
basically
robots
up to
are
this
presented in
point.
the game.
Yeah,
But this
yeah.
time,
Ray saw that they got like 12 minutes in, and they hadn't even talked about the game. And Ray went, "You know what? I'm done. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. I gotta go. Nope. Like 2 hands up. Surrender. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go." Here's my letter of resignation. You slide it across the table. It's not for me. It's not for me. I'm done. Just stood up and wandered away from the computer. What? No
And the
more.
puppet solution isn't
Me
saving the
culpa.
kids, it's stopping the
I'm not
killer.
here.
He enlists the help of Freddy to try and SAVETHEM, leading
That's
the
a
bear
cool
to
effect.
the killer's
that was a
location.
cool
Except
lineup.
Purple Guy
I'll give him
came
that.
prepared,
Or whoever
equipped with
did this
not
video
a
that.
phone, but rather something to help him tamper with the animatronics.
played this
He
game? You
knows
and me
that
both,
something
Gabba.
fishy is going
You
on
and
with
me
these
both,
robots
baby.
because he's been watching, studying. The puppet wants Freddy to save them,
8 years
to which
ago,
the
but
killer's
why did he
answer is
phrase it
only
like that
this.
in the last show? I know, right?
So how did the purple guy...
Like, for what reason? Nothing! Nothing implied that was the case! Why? Oh my god. Actually, I started having nightmares and stuff. Oh! Did he say Sonic Screwdriver? Did I miss something?
We know it's the new location because the minigame map's layout perfectly matches this new Fazbear business. We also know it couldn't have happened earlier in the timeline as both the old animatronics and new toy robots are presented in the game. But this time, the puppet solution isn't saving the kids, it's stopping the killer. He enlists the help of Freddy to try and SAVETHEM, leading the bear to the killer's location. Except Purple Guy came prepared, equipped with not a phone, but rather something to help him tamper with the animatronics.
Oh yeah, it is. Straight up, it's just the 11th Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver. Why?
Animatronics. He knows that something fishy is going on with these
Random, unaddressed, might I add. It's visually the only there. It's not Unaddressed random Doctor Who reference. Okay. I just really love convoluted honestly, valid. That's how FNAF was made. Scott started having nightmares of body coming after him in his room. Is that true? Dude had a nightmare and went, I need to make a game.
He's been watching, studying. The puppet wants Freddy to save them, to which the killer's answer is only this: you can't. So how did the purple guy manage it when he had been caught years before? What about the bite of 87? How do FNAF 1 and 3 fit in?
What
and
about the
most
bite of
importantly
87?
all, who is the purple guy? All that next week. Don't worry, I'll come back. I always do. In the meantime,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
all just a theory. A game
There
theory.
we go,
Thanks
baby.
for
Oh,
Make sure you don't
my
miss part 2 by
God.
clicking subscribe. Well,
Why?
honestly, you still might
subscribe to me. He means to me. He means to me. Jesus.
myself. Anyway, it's free food that doesn't require you to leave your couch or break your game theory snacking.
Thanks. Does that even exist anymore? Oh my God. I feel like I made my parent get Nature Box at one point. I feel like there was a. Oh my God. Oh Jesus Christ. I'm having a flat. I forgot that was a thing. I feel like I forced. I feel like I like made someone get it for like a YouTuber that will remain nameless that like did it that was not game theory but was. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm having a moment. 1 second. Oh, I watched the 4th as well. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Let me just type my phone number into this wall. Beep, 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 boop, boop. Oh my God. How did that scare you? Shut up. Listen. I wasn't ready. Oh my God. For anything 8 years. Anyway, what's going on? Where's my regular game theory? Actually, I ain't gonna lie, this goes hard. This is great. That's a really cool, like, just visual edit to open your video. That's a cool way of doing that. Like,
Hello, Internet.
That took someone some time, and that was actually pretty sick.
Welcome to Game Theory. We may not have made FNAF,
Exactly,
but I like to
but
think
I was
we've
in a
at
period
least
of
made it
financial
a bit
hardship.
more interesting. So in part 1 of this long-awaited all questions answered FNAF theory, we covered everything from the origins of the shadow animatronics, to the reason for Golden Freddy's ghostly behavior, to proof of what suit the killer uses. We clarified the timeline and even went so far as to dispel the myth that the killer is the one shoving the bodies into the suits. Click here if you missed it to get caught up. Don't worry, I'll wait. This is a pausable video after all.
Is that what did he say that the killer's not putting them in the suit? Did I miss that? I thought I was paying attention. Did he say that?
But today we're covering the major questions from the franchise, the final bits of the timeline, the ending of the game, and most importantly of all, the identity of the purple guy.
I'm sorry. Maybe I made the. I thought he was saying the puppet was the purple guy. I know that he said the puppet did it. I just thought that he was like these are the. Oh no, he said the puppet's the child. All right. Why is the puppet putting bodies in suits? Just felt a little quirky. You know, in the first game, that's what they say. You know, the animatronics get a little quirky at night.
You know? Let's cut to the chase. When we left things off, there had been another round of murder done in Fazbear Pizza. Purple Guy had once again used a golden Bonnie suit to lure in another set of 5 kids and kill them, as depicted in the Save Them minigame from FNAF 2. The place gets closed for investigation a few days later, but the one thing that practically everyone overlooks in this location is that it gets reopened. In FNAF 2, the Night 1 phone call welcomes you to your new summer job at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Hello and welcome to your new summer job. Woo! New and improved Freddy Fazbear.
New job, baby!
Summer job. And yet, the paycheck at the end of the week reads November. There is not a single place in the world where November is a summer month. Not one.
Okay, MatPat. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a second. What if they're British? Let me go back. Wait. If they're Australian or British, then I'm pretty sure. Wait. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if they're Australian or British, this is the month and this is the day, right? That's a thing. I'm like 90% sure. right? Or is that totally different?
There is not a single place in the world where November is a summer month. Not one. Meaning that these tapes, all these tapes, are pre-recorded.
Whole theory disproven. Whole theory disproven. Still not summer? Well, if it's December, then it is summer in Australia. Because Australia's summer is in December.
And honestly, that shouldn't be a surprise. Phone Guy's calls are recordings in every game. In FNAF
So, like, which is why he brought up that whole thing, which is why I cut, because he was like, oh, yeah, see, yeah, because down in the southern hemisphere, December to February is summer. So, technically, he could be entirely wrong. So, FNAF is in Australia? Exactly. But it's in America? Do they ever say that, though? Do they ever say that it's in America? I don't know. I don't think I ever heard anybody say this game is set in America. You know, Matt Pat never said that. He just presumed that. You know, he they do. Dang it. Where? When? Actually, William Afton canonically has a brain. What did I tell you? I need to go to bed.
Meaning that these tapes,
I'm thrilled that you loved the video, dude. I really appreciate you watching it earlier.
Phone Guy's calls are
man. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good weekend.
In FNAF 1, before Phone Guy dies, he says he's glad he recorded these messages when he did.
I'm kind of glad that I recorded my messages for you.
And then in FNAF 3, they find the old training tapes the Phone Guy made.
First of all, we found some vintage audio training cassettes. Dude, these are like prehistoric. I think they were like training tapes.
In short, all of Phone Guy's
Who said
messages
hi
are
on that?
unstuck
I did not
in time,
like that.
not recorded anytime
Did
near
you hear
your tenure
that?
as security guard. That
was part of this video, right? That was 1 second.
My messages for you.
And then in FNAF 3, they find the old training tapes the Phone Guy made.
First of all, we found some vintage audio
Okay, thank you. Okay. Oh my god.
training cassettes. Dude, these are like prehistoric. I think they were like
I did not
In
like.
short, all of Phone Guy's
I did
messages
not
are
like
unstuck
having that
in
voice
time, not recorded anytime near your
intermixed.
tenure as security
One
guard.
bit.
That includes the ones in FNAF 2 talking about children going missing. The pizzeria isn't being shut down for an investigation of some missing children the week you happen
That's
to be
fine
working
if it's
there.
part of
You're
the game.
listening
I
to
just-
old tapes meant for
I
the
was
night
worried.
security
You know when
guard
you hear
from-
something in an audio and you think it's like from something else, and then I was like, "What just happened?" It was a noise to distract Bonnie.
months ago.
Ah.
Need more proof? Night 6's call references a birthday party happening as the last event before the building closes. But what decorations do we see put up throughout the building for the entirety of the week you're working there? Happy birthday banners. Confusing? You betcha. Game-changing? Absolutely. This
Oh,
means that
good
both Jeremy and Fritz...
God, that was a very mid 2010s like series of images.
The characters you play as throughout FNAF 2 aren't the
Oh
killer
my
purple guy
God.
at all. They were both working
That was like just speed running
throughout the building for the entirety of the
Just
week you're
old
working there.
meme look
Happy birthday
of the like
banners.
the
Confusing? You
the, like,
betcha.
yeah.
Game-changing? Absolutely.
Game-changing,
This means
the
that both
big
Jeremy
like,
and Fritz,
Facebook
the
like.
characters you play as throughout FNAF 2 aren't the killer purple guy at all. They were both working in November after the Yellow Suit investigation and the killer getting shot.
Balloon Boy wants my sweet succulent double A back. Oh my god! Oh my! Oh, I Ow! Ow! Oh, my stomach! Oh my god! My sweet succulent battery. Oh my god. Oh, that was funny. That was fun. That was funnier than it deserved to be. Oh my god.
Charged. Which brings us to the other key point in the timeline.
We got
the
Dolphin.
bite of
Leave me
87.
alone.
Ever since we heard about this
Leave me alone, Freddie
mysterious
Mercury.
on that first fateful night at Freddy's, we've wanted to know more about this bizarre attack. The one that ends up resulting in animatronics no longer being allowed to walk around during the day. But now, 3 games in, we do know more. We know it took place in the location of FNAF 2 based on the 1987 date on Jeremy's paycheck. And furthermore, the newspaper clipping that
What? What do you mean, Mello? Mello, no! This is your man? This is your man? Brother, no! That's Grimace after going through a printing press. What? What? Oh my god! Yo, Dungeon outdo!
Investigation and the killer getting charged.
Oh my god!
Which brings us to the other key point in the timeline: the bite of 87.
Oh,
Ever
we're
since we
watching
heard about
game
this mysterious
theory.
frontal lobe nibble on that first fateful night at Freddy's, we've wanted to know more about this bizarre attack, the one that ends up resulting in animatronics no longer being allowed to walk around during the day. But now, 3 games in, we do know more. We know it took place in the location of FNAF 2 based on the 1987 date on Jeremy's paycheck.
Of
and
course.
Furthermore, the newspaper clipping that ends FNAF 2 gives us a clue that it's the bite of this version of the restaurant, not some serial killing. After being open a few short weeks, the restaurant is closing its doors, the article says, with the new animatronics being scrapped for possible malfunction. That's game designer Scott Cawthon telling us that one of the new toy animatronics hit someone during the day. Why else would the new robot
Madison, no!
possible reorganization?
Be
well,
safe!
outside of an obvious need
Don't
to
let the
retcon
wontons
why these new
get
robots
you!
didn't appear in Five Nights
Whoa!
It's
What is
because the
going
company considered
on?
them
What
safe
was all that? Wait a second. Wait a second. You wait a minute.
why
Just
these
hold
new
the
robots didn't appear in
phone. Okay, so they went from all this down to all this? These look newer, though. What? That doesn't make sense.
Five Nights 1. It's because the company considered them safer, relatively speaking. So, then who's the biter? Well, it's none other than the pile of scraps and parts, Mangle. The most obvious clue is the animatronic's unhinged jaw. The frontal lobe is the biggest part of the human brain, and the size and shape of the other toy robots' mouths.
Okay, Mad Pat. Yeah, okay. Bringing up frontal lobes. Why? Oh, was that like a point in the game where they like, all right, bit into the frontal lobe? Is that what they're saying? Dude's like, it's gotta be this one because its jaw's open wide and the frontal lobe is big. What a leap! What? Listen, guys, it's gotta be this one. Frontal lobe big, that jaw's unhinged.
Be able to handle the size of the human head,
My
especially
philosophy
when you
teacher,
compare it to
and I got-
Mangle's narrow snout and wide open mouth. There's also
Let's
Mangle's
go,
sharper
man,
teeth and
that's
potential angle of
huge.
attack, as shown by its jump
Oh,
scare.
speaking
Mangle
of
goes for the
biting,
top
yo,
of the head.
Angel, outdo. Oh my god, it's so serendipitous that you came in at this moment.
And who got bit? Well, there isn't enough evidence to say definitively, but your most likely candidate would be fan favorite Jeremy Fitzgerald. Jeremy passes the test, and on his paycheck at the end of the week, he's welcomed into the family, presumably getting moved to day shift. Fitz gets hired to replace him on day 7, but then promptly gets fired for tampering with the animatronics. That means he's not likely the one to get bit, and instead the person who follows him on day shift is, leaving Jeremy as the most
You
likely
eat that
frontal
wonton.
lobeless candidate. But regardless of whether it's Jeremy
Be
or some other
safe,
customer
King.
we've never met, someone gets bit, the restaurant closes
Mangle
for good,
is
and as the
gen-
newspaper
okay.
clippings show, old animatronics went
Sure.
to storage awaiting a smaller location with a lower budget. Fast forward to the 90s and FNAF 1.
did it.
We know it's the 90s based on the hourly rate of the
Based.
paycheck received by Mike
Based,
Schmidt,
King.
security guard extraordinaire from the first game, something we
I quoted
proved in our
John
first
Green
Five
once
Nights
and got an
video.
A. It
Now
was
we can
great.
breathe a
Nobody
sigh of
know. They didn't
relief
know. I
because
added.
this was the
I
beautiful
slapped that
time
into my
long lost.
presentation. I yoinked one of his little wistful lines, and Baba Booey. I won.
Long ago, last August, when the games weren't so complicated, when the biggest mysteries were a game-crashing gold bear and the words "it's me." No death minigames, no puppets, no need to shoehorn in extra overcomplicated storylines. That all would come later when the first game became a smash hit and got itself some sequels. And boy did those sequels make things complicated, as both featured 8-bit minigames revealing more details about this
you
location
think-
from the original game. First things first, we
I
know
don't know if they've talked about it before. I'm assuming. Like, yeah, sure. The first game, they definitely probably didn't have this whole big thing planned out. getting into the second game, do you think that's when they started to be like, okay, I need to plan this out for the next 5 games? Like how big was the storyline plan? Do you think in the second one, they were planning multiple sequels? Or do you think it was like, oh, we got a big hit, I guess I'll add a storyline? You know what I mean? Yes, but also no. Well, it's like, I wonder how much was planned and by when. You know what I mean? I just read about rationalism, such empiricism, and Kant's moral law, and she just stood there, jaw dropped. Man, Kant can catch these hands, man.
That the purple guy kills 5 children here. We see it in the Foxy Go 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 minigame from FNAF 2. Foxy runs past a grinning purple guy to see 5 dead bodies. Sorry, no
I
fireworks
can see
this
that.
time,
See, like,
Foxy.
that's
And how do we know it's
reasonable.
the
If somebody tried to convince me, like, Jesus Christ, Pat, why are you putting a jump scare into this? If somebody tried to hit me with, like, oh, nope, 14 games all planned out from the second one onwards, I wouldn't
FNAF
believe
1
you.
location? Well, it's the only time.
I heard, and I can't remember if it's from this chat or if it was from somewhere else, I heard that they changed things because of Matt Pat's theories. Like, they just didn't want him to be right.
The game,
I don't know if
Foxy
that's
stage,
true,
Pirate
but I
Cove,
heard
is located to the west of a dining area. See how he performs for the children by running to the right? That matches the
Which is
map
so
layout
petty.
of the FNAF 1 pizzeria. We also know from the FNAF 3 minigames that this is where the purple guy dies inside a golden Springlock Bonnie suit in a safe room near the back. One built so that it would never show up on camera, conveniently explaining why it never appeared in the first game. But hold on, weren't those safe rooms sealed up a long time ago? I mean, we touched on this last episode, but the old recordings of Phone Guy we listened to throughout FNAF 3 say that these rooms are being closed off, discontinued, and will never be mentioned again. Why would a location 20 years
Scott seriously did that? That's so petty. This is YouTuber. This man with this very like well-performing game. I could be wrong. I don't imagine has a large team working on it in its sequels, but maybe like if it's just the one guy, he's filthy rich at this point. So like. And he's pissed. He's pissed that the game theorists figured him out. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna change it.
years later
That's a
possess a
lot.
safe room unless it was the same building
And
as
to
the
let us
first
slay more
Freddy
love as
Fazbear's
principal. Oh yeah,
pizza
no,
location.
sorry, I wasn't
That's
trying to say
why
that
it's
you
in such
liked
disrepair when
I
we see it in the
I
FNAF
just
3
I was just
minigame,
voicing
boarded
my
up with
opinion on it in
rats on the
general.
floor. It's been closed down for years, which also means the dead kids from the Foxy Go 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 minigame aren't another set of new
Was it just him
victims.
for a
'Cause
while?
seriously, at this
This dude is probably like, don't get me wrong, it doesn't sell for like AAA price, but like this dude probably is insanely rich. Now he sold the movie rights at this point, so yes, he's
point,
very
the killer
rich,
would have
but
made his way through like
still.
a short bus full of pizza-hungry children. No, those kids are the first 5 dead kids.
You'd go taunt, like from the first game, yeah. Second game, sure. Well, it seems like by the third game they have a rapport, which is why I'm like, I want to know what that dynamic is. Like, do they like have a rapport and it's kind of like, oh, can I outsmart him? Or is it like is this guy seething somewhere? He's like, Matt Pat. Like he's just pissed constantly. He's like, oh, Matt Pat, always Matt Pat. Like he's just in a wizard's tower somewhere, losing his mind. That he's like, I'll give him a sequel, one that he'll never guess. Like, I don't know why I'm giving him this voice, but they were internet enemies looking, but he was like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's one thing to like have the dynamic of being like, ooh, who can outsmart who type deal, but it's another thing if one of them, like, because I don't get the impression that Matt Pat's like seething about this. I get the impression Matt Pat's pretty like, nice, man. Nice. If he also hates Matt Pat's voice. That voice grates on
ones
me.
who would eventually possess Old Bonnie, Chica, Freddy Foxy,
This dude cool
and
as
Golden
God's like,
Freddy.
I'm
look,
changing
animatronics were possessed at this
everything.
point. Don't you think Foxy would be
Yeah, and Matt Pat's like, I like these games. I think we could make some pretty cool videos out of these. Let's make those videos. This absolute rat. Die. That's like a dartboard where he throws. You know know for lack of a better word, iconic image of MatPat that's like him with this with one hand on his face. Then he goes like from like whatever, it was some convention. Yeah, Scott's crying into his bed, into his pillow. He's like, Mumsy. You definitely watch the prequel one at least. It's the best one by far. Oh, I think it's in the queue.
Attacking Purple Guy rather than just running past him to perform for some dead kids? This also explains the random cutscene from FNAF 2 where the puppet's looking into Freddy's eyes. You can tell by the tables in the background and the design of both Bonnie and Chica that this is the FNAF 1 location with the old animatronics on stage. But it's not a flash
It's a
forward to
lie.
the game's
I'm
next
not
location,
condoning
but
the
rather a
slander.
flashback
Oh my
to the moment
god.
the puppet brought these characters, these children, to life. Okay, but that's just tying together some loose ends
A
in the
vote
story.
between
We're interested in
Slenderman
how this whole thing ends.
That's crazy. Here's the real question, though. Do you think... Well, maybe he did do Slenderman in the end. Do you think... That is as close to a canon event. Like, that's as close to, like, I can't intervene. Like that's as close to some Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse type, like... If the vote went to Slenderman, do you think we'd be talking about the Slenderman did get a movie actually, and it sucked. But do you think we'd be talking about like the 14 Slenderman games? Like, by God, how different would things have been? Was it even him thinking Scott was cool? It was just him going like, all right, the community wants me to do these videos. Oh my god. I'm just concerned you're also dead. Huh? Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
FNAF 3 minigames give us the conclusion we're looking for.
Because
These
MatPat
flashback
figured it out
minigames
too
show Purple
fast.
Guy dismantling the
That's so
animatronics for the
messed
security of the
up,
safe
dude.
room one by one. But in doing so, he's unwittingly releasing the spirits of his former victims.
I
Freddy,
can't
Bonnie.
get that because for instance like there are things that I have I know it's not the same scale at all, I know, but I'm just saying so for like the lore storyline that we do in the hardcore series at times, like there's things that I was like, oh man, they figured that out. That's cool though. Shouldn't he think that's cool? Like for me, that's like, oh wow, I'm a good storyteller. If you can put it together, that means the building blocks were supplied to you, and that's the point. And if you get ahead in the logic, that maybe I overplayed the hand a little bit, but it does. I'm like, okay, so things make sense then. Like that. Like what? Oh, and thankfully, oh my god, I lost it, but not too. Oh, that's too low. Oh my.
Chica, Foxy, Golden Freddy, when their powers combine, they are able to scare Purple Guy into the Golden Bonnie springlock suit, which fails, crushes him pretty much to the point of death.
Whoa!
Though notice we never actually see him die, and the spirits fade away. Golden
looks
Bonnie,
pretty
with Purple
dead.
Guy inside, now known as Springtrap, rots away in the safe room for years until he's finally uncovered by the founders of Fazbear's Fright from the third game. With the discovery of Springtrap, this haunted house attraction inspired by the years of mystery and murder of the
That
pizzeria
everyone will
chain finally has their
doing
first
Fazbear's,
real
and then the
animatronic, who then haunts the player for 5 nights and a
disappeared.
nightmare night until the place
Oh
burns
my
down due to
God.
faulty wiring. The end. Take a bow. It's finally over. Well, kinda. We're still
Oh.
left with one final,
I started
seemingly
applauding too soon.
impossible question to answer. Who is the Purple Guy? After spending, I kid you not, full days plotting out all the details of this game franchise on whiteboards, talking it over with anyone who would stand to listen to me ramble on and on about fictional haunted
It cuts to Ray just sprinting away, just like, leave me alone. Oh my god, Shakira, Akira, leave me alone, dude. Ah! Oh my god, that was stop it. It's easy because Matt guessed the dream theory and then retconned things and ruined his own lore. That's so funny though. That's so funny. Imagine MatPat's probably just like learned about this and went, bro, what? Just went like, he really? He retconned it because I fit. What? Just like you ruined your own. Okay. Weirdo. Like, all right, I'm still gonna make videos on it. Like, why would you be that salty about it?
robots, and just looking at it from every possible angle, all logic
If I
points
can't
to
have
it
it, no
being
one can. Huh? Click here to find out now. There's nothing to click. Sorry with a shameless cliffhanger here, but due to copyright strike currently on the channel, I can't upload videos longer than 15 minutes, and this is the 18 plus, and I didn't want to make you guys wait any longer for this episode, so thanks for understanding, and click here, because the video is now up for you to watch. What? What am I looking at here? Okay. Cool cliffhanger. Who's purple guy?
Finally has their first real animatronic, who then haunts the player.
This is the final part of a massive FNAF thing. Massive! If you missed either. Wait, was this back? Were these uploaded back before you could do like, oh, well, see, he must not have been like over. He wasn't just over monetizing. It's under 10 minutes, which back in the day it needed to be 10 minutes. So like, you know, he wasn't just doing it for the sake of it.
For 5 nights and a nightmare night.
Oh my God! This is such an old video. Oh my God! I just realized. It says click here because there used to be annotations. There's no annotations in videos anymore. Oh my God. Oh, it's been a while since that happened. Oh my God. Yo, Icy, dude, what's up, man? Story time. I bought Just Dance 2024 as a joke yesterday, and I'm obsessed. Honestly, that's based. That's so based. That's sick. What do you mean? That's awesome. Does it have Rasputin? That is unironically awesome. I love bring back annotations plugin. It's so cute. See, but that's so like this would have used to probably have like a big, and you would have been able to click it, but now this makes no sense because you can. That's such an interesting like internet history part to this video. That's crazy. This seems crazy. It says click here, but there's nothing to click. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm insane for thinking that's interesting, but I think it's neat. It has a story. There's a story. What? There's a story mode? Wait, what? What is the story? Please tell me it's not like just you're gonna be the best dancer ever. Please tell me it's like a deep plot of like a Hitman game where it's like oh, you're actually a secret agent and you need to dance to get like become the best dancer to get closer close to the target. Like I hope it's like some like wild story. Oh my God. Got to meet Scott on the set of the movie, and apparently they got along incredibly well. Well, yeah, of course, they probably would get along like a house on fire. You know, this is definitely like that Key and Peele sketch where it's like they're texting back and forth, and one of them's getting pissed because they're misunderstanding the messages. Maybe, like Scott's definitely like was internally like he thinks he's so smart. I'll show him. What do you think of that, L? Like. This is my perfect victory. Meanwhile, Matt Pat's just like over there, like la 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 la. Like he was just doing like fine, like he just didn't even understand, and he's just like totally chill about it. Goes to I actually will look up the story, but that sounds so sick. Wait a minute. Yo, I'll totally hear it. Do what's up, man? Howdy, I would have gifted, but my card got locked down. You know what? Good. I'm glad. No, I'm not glad the card got locked out in this sense, and I hope you're doing all right. And I hope everything's fine. But you had to be stopped. Oh, I'm just kidding. Oh my God. I hope you're okay. I hope nothing bad happened. I hope nobody's trying to steal your information or nothing. Oh my God. 13. You got it, boss. Joke number 13. What flies through the jungle singing operetta? The Parrots of Penzance. Oh, God, what a reference. Who wrote this book? What an obscure reference. To what? Okay. What an obscure reference, man. Oh my God. First just 2023 story mode, and then do they build on each other? That's crazy. That's actually bonkers. Wait a minute. has literally said Matt Pat hints on the lore to help show the truth here. I think you're misunderstanding things. Oh, okay. Like if maybe they didn't get along. I have no idea. I'm going off of what people said, which is that apparently he changed the lore because Matt Pat guessed it too quickly. So like I don't know. I'm just saying if that's true, that's crazy. Oh my god. They did! They built on each That's awesome! Wait a minute, that's so sick. Oh my god. That's actually so sick. That's... You know what? That's a Ubisoft W.
The end.
The rare.
Now, it's finally
The
over.
rare
Well,
Ubisoft
kinda.
W.
We're still left with one final, seemingly impossible question to answer. Who is the purple
that,
guy?
but I think it was
After
Sarah.
spending,
Oh.
I kid you not, full days plotting out all the details of this game franchise on whiteboards, talking it over with
Ubisoft
anyone
doing a
who would
great
stand to
job
listen to me
for
ramble
once.
on and on about fictional haunted robots, and just looking at it from every possible angle, all logic points to it being...
was a big W. In fact, I don't know anything about Mirage. I just know Ubisoft has some practices that I'm not huge on. That's all. In general, good for them. They've been people. Actually, you know what? Total sidebar. People do give them give them a hard time over the fact that, you know, they like make the same, like, oh, we'll just keep making Assassin's Creed. But in fairness, they do that because they need the money, and when I say they need the money, they have been surviving 4 attempted hostile takeovers in the last 7 years. By, like, the skin of their teeth. Like, just burning through the money to, like, prevent themselves from getting bought. It's, like, in a stock buyout type thing, where there's a French company that's continuously trying to buy them. Oh my god, it's actually insane. But anyway.
The phone guy. And no, not because I made a theory about it and refused to let it die. Honestly, I couldn't care less if that last video was wrong. At this point, I just care about the truth, and phone guy makes the most logical sense. I know your complaints, and I promise you, if you stick with me, you'll be convinced. First, there's the circumstantial evidence I presented during my FNAF 2 theory. Phone guy's admitted love of Foxy being reflected by the smiling purple guy sprite during the...
Wait, is the actor of the main kid? Oh! I'm an idiot. You say is the main character of Mirage, and I was like from Apex? I was like, huh? Right. I was like, is the main guy from Apex? What? Oh, that doesn't make sense. Like, Mirage from Apex? I was just, oh, that doesn't make sense. I don't think that's the voice actor from Mirage. Meanwhile, it's just, you know, it's like, no, from the game they just put out. I don't know why my mind went to, we just mentioned Assassin's Creed Mirage. Oh my god, I was like, voice acting for Mirage.
Foxy Go 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 minigame. His distrust of the puppet, a creature haunted by his first victim that we see time and time again trying to bring a stop to his killing spree. His admitted role as a security guard, and even the weird phone-like object in his hand from the Save Them minigame. But there's even more evidence when we consider Five Nights 3. Consider this. He's the only person in the game who knows about the safe rooms. As we mentioned before, all the safe rooms were sealed up back in the Springlock suit days.
No, Angel, I will get out
meaning
the
every
bomb.
other employee coming afterward would have never even heard of these things. Phone Guy is the only character we meet who would have any knowledge of these rooms, and more importantly, of how they operate, how they're invisible to the cameras, and more importantly, to the animatronics. And that's just the beginning. He's also the only person who knows how to use the Springlock suits. Again, once they were decommissioned, the suits were hidden away. Regardless of whether you believe that the killer used a Golden Bonnie suit the whole time, or you think he used a Golden Freddy suit, either way, we know for a fact the killer was using one of the yellow Springlocked suits, and Phone Guy is the only character we know who had knowledge of A, where they were hidden, and B, how they were operated safely. Now, I know a lot of people
Phone Guy is the purple man?
He knew that they were dangerous and could kill him, so if he was indeed the purple guy, he wouldn't just hop into a Springtrap suit like we see depicted at the ending of FNAF 3. But there's one key detail that everyone has been overlooking, and that Scott carefully included in this game. Listen. Hear it? There's rain. There are puddles on the ground. It's dripping from the ceiling. The killer has been using these Springlock suits safely.
Bro brings up rain. What does rain have to do with anything? What?
safely for years, but in his panic to escape the ghosts, he failed to notice the wetness of the building around him. The killer had never encountered this problem before because the building had always been in a decent state of repair, but now it's a wreck, torn apart by age. Rain is able to seep in, something he didn't realize when he was in such a hurry to run away from the ghosts. And if moist breath can loosen the locks, you can bet some rain would make those suckers ready to snap shut. And they do, killing our killer. I mean, all of that makes a pretty compelling argument, almost an open and shut case, if there wasn't one final major criticism to the phone guy theory since the release of FNAF 3. And it's a good one. The fact that phone guy seems to die during his night 4
Yeah,
phone call
I was
from the
actually
first
gonna
game.
bring that up.
Hey, listen, I may not be around to send you a message tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a
It's
knock.
a bad night here for me. I'm kind of glad that I recorded my messages for you when I did.
If Phone Guy was the killer, why would the robots still be active after his death and the ghosts disappear? It just wouldn't make sense unless you stop to consider the rest of FNAF 3's endings. The big twist in FNAF 3 is the inclusion of a good and bad ending. By completing the game normally, you get the bad ending, in which we see Purple Guy die in a flashback minigame, and the whole thing ends with 5 masks representing the 5 main animatronics with lights on behind their eyes. The good ending, meanwhile, requires using some not-so-subtly hidden clues to unlock minigames, then basically ignoring those games, glitching them out,
No! Say it again! Say beep 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 boop boop boop!
giving hidden dead kids cake to make them happy, obviously referring to the victims of Purple Guy. Beat the game this time, and the ending is largely the same, but
Jesus
with one fewer animatronic
Christ!
mask.
Totally human! Brother! What? I thought you said you were locked out! I thought you said you were locked out! What do you mean? Holy... Thank you, but... You said you were locked out! Oh my god, dude! That's not... Ah! Oh my god! Thank you, but I cannot be stuck. Would you shoot me? Jesus Christ! Totally shine my triumphant return! Welcome back, hello! Her medicine, Jesus Christ! I can't talk! I can't think! Oh my god! I mean, like that, thank you? Good lord, man! I hope. Oh my god! I hope you are okay. Wait, but how? Is your bank okay with this? What did you do? Oh my god! Oh! No! You can't be doing both. You can't be doing both. Oh my god! Jesus Christ!
The obvious difference here is that in the good ending, the souls of the dead children.
This man's
when they
unstoppable.
disappear for good. They don't go back to their animatronic bodies. But the bad ending, the lights on behind the eyes of all 5 masks mean that these guys are still
Without
active.
need for a Heimlich maneuver.
Restless
Great
spirits
success.
still
Great
haunting
success.
The robots to
Cumber!
this day. Because here's
Cumber, you don't
the good ending
understand.
doesn't exist until you, as the player of the 3rd installment,
That's what
give
Caleb
those
said.
kids during FNAF 3's hidden minigames.
And
What
then
you
Caleb
play in
fell
FNAF
too.
1, though, is the aftermath of the bad ending, when the animatronics have killed Phone Guy but are still out for vengeance. Yeah, you made it through those first 5 nights at Freddy's. You overheard the death of the Purple Guy recorded live on the phone, but it wasn't enough. You got the bad ending. Even with the killer crippled in the back room in a spring-lock suit, the lights are still
Seriously,
on in
thank
these
you, by the way,
animatronics.
Totally.
They're
It's very
still roaming
kind
the
of you.
halls,
I just
attacking
hope it's
anyone
all,
wearing
like,
that much-hated
fine for
security
you to
guard outfit.
do. That's
People
all.
like
But
Mike
thank
Schmidt,
you,
an innocent guy just
genuinely.
trying to do his job
my
at a
God, that's
failing
so
pizza
much.
restaurant. And as the
Jesus
final nail
Christ.
in the coffin, what Phone Guy says in his Night 4 recording perfectly foreshadows what we see in the games.
Maybe sometime you could check inside those suits in the back room. I'm gonna try to hold out until someone checks. Maybe it won't be so bad. I always wondered what was in all those empty heads back there.
Think about what Purple Guy does. He hides in a back room, the safe room, hides in a suit, and despite getting sprung-trapped, actually does hold out until someone checks. Holds out long enough for the phone dude to find the hidden safe room, recover the animatronic, and set him free in Fazbear Fright. Exactly what the Phone Guy said he'd do in his final moments. And as Springtrap, he comes back in FNAF 3. Comes back like he always does. And with no real animatronics present at Fazbear's Fright, remember Springtrap is the the only real one they've found, with all the rest scattered, probably located in dumps, which is why their bodies and faces are decaying. All that the spirits can do is appear as phantoms, hallucinations. Well, all except one, the puppet, who we see in his physical form roaming the hallways.
Whoa. So Purple Guy is Phone Guy? Or Phone Guy released Purple Guy? Purple Guy got into the suit and dies and then escapes? Or I'm so confused. A total human. No. Oh my god. What's the Subgoal at? It's at 93. 93. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, dude. It's at what?
Is of Fazbear Fright. So real, in fact, that we see his reflection visible in the pools of water under his feet, meaning he is there.
Leave me alone, Medicine MJ. Leave me alone. Oh my god. Yeah, and oh my. I don't know my solution. Don't question it until all the Lord help fill in the blank. I'm going to theorize.
There's only one way to truly end this. End the murderous Purple Guy, burning the place to the ground. The puppet gave robots life, gave spirits peace, and finally gave the murderer, the Phone Guy, his long-deserved death. Or at least tried to. And that is the end of the Five Nights at Freddy's story.
Wait!
No hat, no movie, no fourth installment.
What? Oh, no!
Kippy!
No!
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me?
Oh my gosh, what happened? What's wrong?
Look!
Oh no.
But hey, that's just a theory.
Wait, that's actually kind of funny. Wait, that's actually kind of base. Whoa, but wait, that could be reused. I wonder if he hoped that would be reused as a template, because he doesn't say anything. He just holds up like you could absolutely crop anything into that little image. I wonder if MatPat was hopeful this would be a meme that that lots of people, because it's just no look, like, you know what I mean? Do you think he was hopeful? Do you think he was hopeful that it would have that it would have worked? There's Phone Guy in FNAF 3 that plays Phone Guy's recorded messages. Phone Guy is different than Phone Guy. What do you mean? Phone Guy is different than Phone Guy. Oh my god. I'm heading to bed. Sure thing, I see. I'll see you later, Nap. Oh wait. If you're still here, if before you go to bed, did you? I haven't seen you play any more Skyrim. Are you playing more Skyrim? Please. I said, the story mode just ends. Do so. You will understand why I'm obsessed with the blue guy. Wonderlands. Oh my god. For my place of employment, I wish thou greatest of speech. Bye, totally human. Thanks again. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your. Rest of your evening. I hope work's not like strenuous. I hope it's big pog. Good lord. Oh, thank you. Thanks. I really enjoyed making that video. It was, I said earlier, the video that I put out before stream today. It was how do I phrase it? It's linked for anybody who wants it. It's linked either it's on my YouTube or it's here, one second. It's on my YouTube channel. It's the new video, but yeah, it's a video that I definitely kind of made more for me, but also for other people. I don't know. It was fun. It was a good video to make. I think. I don't know. I'm interested to hear what people think about it. I stopped with Skyrim, but oh man, I think about it. Let's go. Let's go. I don't want you to play anything that you don't want to play. I get it. Oh, yeah, some people are too scared to fight bears. I understand. I get it. Some people, cowards,
A game theory.
Thanks for watching.
Hey, if you enjoyed these theories, show your appreciation by subscribing to the channel. Seriously, I spent more blood, sweat, and tears on these scripts than I have on the entire 4 years of this show. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you're satisfied with
get good,
just hopefully you decide to subscribe.
Be better at the game. I think that's a valid
card tournament.
Jesus
Today,
Christ,
I just have a simple question.
Oh, there's some ad from
Are you
something.
excited about I'm gonna kill you. movie? Click over here to say yes. For today, I just have a simple question. Are you excited about a Five Nights at Freddy's movie? Click over here to say yes.
Oh yeah, it was in development hell forever. I forgot about that. Also, annotations are
Sorry,
not.
Scott
Oh my
Cawthon.
god.
I'm tired of waiting for you. This time you'll have to keep up with me. Oh, never mind.
What? Oh, there we go. Just get in a house and it's fine. True. The house saved you. And Lydia. Lydia, the companion, is critical. Oh my god. That's just an old YouTube page layout. Oh god. Oh my god. Surprise, Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is out on Steam right now at 5:51 p.m. on July 23rd of 2015. Oh wow, 56,824 people watched this satanic statue unveiled in Detroit. I remember that statue. I forgot about that. It's the little disagreements that tear a marriage apart. You know, guys, it's the little disagreement. It's the little disagreements that tear your marriage apart. Listen, let me tell you, from my experience with my several marriages, all 15 of my marriages, it's certainly the little disagreements. Yo, Derpy ain't live. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh my god. Blue Jays, awful base running turns, ground into what is? Oh, the baseball team. Oh my god. Oh man. No, it's not. Ever. Don't be weird. Oh. Oh my god, Sonic. I know, right? Sonic. It's just a timeout.
Welcome
It's just a
to
timeout.
Game Theory,
Just-
where
just
instead of
chill,
waiting
man.
for
Just
FNAF
chill.
4 to be released, this time we're getting
Just
out
chill, dude.
ahead of the game. Or at least that was the plan. Scott, I swear, you are the biggest internet troll out there. Oh, it's being released October 31st. Okay, let me plan my entire schedule around that. Never mind, it's now in August. Okay, fine, let me rework everything.
Oh, maybe he
Lols,
does
here's
hate
the
Matt
full
Pat.
version now. You, Scott Cawthon, are the reason I have an emotional dependence on Diet Coke. But today I'll be sipping that sweet, sweet Diet Coke in
What?
sweet, sweet victory. Because
What?
guess what? I win! Scott, in your rush to get the game out...
What is with millennials and I'm sorry, what is with millennials and Diet Coke? Because Hank Green also really likes Diet Coke.
To get out ahead of my theories and completely
I feel like it's like
flim-flam
a
the internet
thing.
and shock everyone by releasing the game 3 months early, you missed a huge detail. Maybe before releasing the game, you should have spent a bit more time researching.
It's weird,
because
yeah,
this
but
game,
like they,
as you've
but
presented,
like, and it's not just like, oh, Hank Green also likes Diet Coke. Like they both like Diet Coke, but are actually but are super into it in a way that they describe as sweet elixir Diet Coke. You know what I mean? Are you not? No, I'm a baby boomer. What do you want from me? I'm from the silent generation. Leave me alone. What did that guy say? I missed it. Don't worry about it.
it is impossible. Let
He's
me
allowed to
explain.
just
Basically, it's all
say-
but confirmed at this point that in FNAF 4, you play as the
I'm
victim
not
of
saying
the
he's
bite
not
of 87,
allowed.
and that this game is either his nightmare or what he's seeing in a
my-
coma as he recovers from his injuries. Let me run you through the evidence real quick so that we're all on the same page. First, in
And
the months
that's
leading up to the
the
release of the
game.
game, there were clues hidden in the source code for some of the teasers on
Oh
Scott's
my
website,
God.
with the numbers 8787 repeated over and over again.
What
Two
am I-
numbers
what?
that anyone who hasn't been living under a rock will recognize as a key date in the franchise's lore, the
Oh.
bite of 87. This is further supported by the text on the teaser images. All of the pictures released on the site basically
Was
ask the
it
same
me?
question. Was it you?
Or
Which seems to refer to the actual
me?
attacker of the bite itself. But there was one more word
Me and the homies after our friend logs on to the realm and their house is destroyed.
we saw repeated
What a
throughout the
stupid
teaser.
joke. What was-
Nightmare. Hidden over top of multiple teaser images was that exact word. That, combined with the Freddy
Ew.
Krueger-ish design of the animatronics, with teeth and claws everywhere, something far
Oh
different
my
from how we've
God.
seen these things designed in the past, seemed to indicate that this would be the way a child would imagine these creatures if he had had a traumatic
God.
experience with them, making it seem
Oh no!
designed in the
Wait,
past
do you guys see
seem to
that?
indicate that this would be the way
It's you guys. Wow, it's you. It's you.
a child would imagine these
Yeah, a
creatures if he
child.
had had a traumatic
It's you
experience with
guys.
them, making it seem like what
Wow,
he
that's
was playing would
crazy.
be a dream. Couple that with some evidence from the trailer. The first words are, "What is it you
You're
think
so
you see?"
unfunny.
Making us
I
question the
think
reality
I'm
of the images
charming,
in the
actually.
game. But there was also something that everyone seemed to overlook about this trailer: the
This is
appearance of the
me,
number
the
4.
joke.
Scott doesn't do things randomly, as I'm sure we're all aware by now. And notice the movement of the 4. It starts
Oh,
off in a
that's
horizontal
awesome.
plane, like it was laying down on something, say a bed, but then wakes up to stand vertically before the trailer ends. Even that remnant red rectangle is meant to
Shut
symbolize
up,
the
man.
bed. Everything seems to be
Shut
letting us
up.
know that what we're seeing isn't really real.
Shot. No shot. No, you guys don't understand. The 4 flips like it's waking up. Be
It's a dream,
quiet.
or better yet, a
Pipe
nightmare.
down.
Now fast forward to the game's release, or I suppose casually meander to
Oh
the game's
my
release, since it wasn't
God.
too long afterwards, and we see that this theory still holds. Flowers
One of
and
my
ivy and pills will
favorites.
occasionally show up next to your bed. Classical medical supplies that show us that this is a child in recovery. Foxy, who's hiding in a closet, will transform back to a plush toy if you hold the door closed on him long enough, making it seem like this was all a dream or hallucination. And of course, the biggest piece of evidence of all, the cutscene that ends like this was all a dream.
Wait a minute.
Flowers and ivy and pills will occasionally show up next to your bed. Classical medical supplies that show us that this is a child in recovery. Foxy, who's hiding in a closet, will transform back to a plush toy
Mi perdonas?
if you hold the door closed on him long enough, making it seem like this was all a dream or hallucination. And of course, the biggest piece of evidence of all, the cutscene that ends night 5, which, if you don't want a spoiler, click here to skip. All of you skip now? Good. Actually shows the bite of 87 take
Was that the
place
bite
in
of
the mouth
87?
the Golden Fredbear. This is further supported by the quote-unquote boss of the game being that same Golden Fredbear, where in the final nights, he's the one who ends up stalking you. All the other animatronics disappear. You're being haunted by the suit that bit you. So yeah, that's it. All the evidence points to the victim of 87 being our protagonist, the character we're playing as in FNAF 4. Good job, Scott. You finally put together a game with a coherent plotline. Except, you didn't. Scott Cawthon, if all of us are right in our theory, then you,
You need
sir,
to be
are
funnier
wrong.
and
Just
less
when it looked like you were making
lame.
a game that actually
Oh
adhered to its
my
own
God.
lore.
All right. You guys hear the one about the chicken? Wanted to cross the road. Yep. Why? Get to the other side. Chris is stupid.
You also made a game that is
Stupid
completely
bitch.
impossible from a scientific perspective. Loyal theorists, it's time we give
Hey,
Scott's latest bad
you guys
tricks
wanna
a
hear about
little
the chicken
lesson
today?
in
Across the
real-life
road?
science. While frontal lobe injuries aren't as uncommon as
That
people think,
audience
actually they happen all the
attention.
time in car accidents, playing football, falling down,
Oh
etc.
my
Having
God.
your whole
You guys don't understand, alright? Listen. Next to all of them. Next to all the great. Don Rickle, he's dead. Not me, baby. Not me. I'm still here. I am right here. Alright? Cicero? Pff, goner. Julius Caesar? Goner. It's just me, baby. Just Napoleon. Oh my God. The rest of them? Lamos. Not like me, baby. Not like me. They're straight bozos. I remain in the realm of entertainment. I remain. It is only I have the jokes, the
full frontal
goofs,
lobe
the
bitten off
gas.
has a much more profound impact on mental and physical functions. It would come with a whole slew of symptoms from motor skill impairment to nervous system issues, but the side effects we're most concerned with today would all be psychological.
Actually,
Removal of the frontal lobe significantly impacts
This
the
one,
victim's
I
ability to
don't
process
like the
certain
look
types
of the
stimuli,
of the
specifically
animatronics in this
fear
one.
stimuli. Let me
Animatronics
give
in
you
this
some
one.
backstory.
I'll
In
admit,
the good
like
old
I
1940s
really
and
dislike
50s,
the stylistic
psychiatrists
choice
often
they
thought the
made.
best way to cure problems with the brain were to cut pieces out. Feeling depressed? Well, let's slice that out.
Why are we discussing 1940s medical advice? What is MatPat discussing lobotomies? Lobotomies. Never mind.
aggressive? That chunk probably
Never
wasn't
mind.
important. As such, there are extremely well-documented studies of patients without frontal lobes, and what's fascinating about them was what happened to their fear response. Patients without a frontal lobe become uninhibited because they no longer have a fear response. Way back in my Fallout episode, we looked in depth at the most famous accidental lobotomy in history, Phineas Gage, who literally had an iron rod shot straight through his head, completely destroying his left frontal lobe. One of the most striking differences between pre-Pole Phineas and
That's not good.
Post-pole Phineas was his sense of inhibition. And by that I mean post-pole Phineas had
it's gonna
none.
hurt.
He had no sense of caution, no sense of fear or self-consciousness. He was described to be impulsive to the point of being rude and vulgar in public. No fear, no anxiety, no social pressure anywhere.
I'm sorry.
He was described to be
this
impulsive to the point of being
rude and vulgar?
in public. No fear, no
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is rude and vulgar.
anxiety, no social pressure anywhere. Going back to the game, one of the things
God, this is just what the woke left want. This is just what the lamestream media wants you to think.
Scott does a great job of throughout the
Well,
FNAF franchise
that
of
just
putting
happened.
you in the eyes of Mike
Exactly.
or Jeremy
I'm
or
glad you
whoever.
understood
We
what I was
feel
going
invested in
for.
our protagonist because we are that character. But in this case, that's scientifically impossible, specifically because of the bite of 87. If the main character of this game truly is little Timmy lost a lobe, he wouldn't wander around the
Little
house
Timmy
putting the flashlight on and
what?
off. Why would he?
What? Okay, you know what? That's better than any joke I've made tonight.
Care, because tragically, he no longer has the capacity to care. His brain structure no longer allows it. As if this weren't enough, a frontal lobe injury also tampers with concentration. and attention span.
Nuh-uh,
The main
Tyler,
character of
he's
the game is
cool.
still supposed to be
He's
concentrated
cool.
over a long period of multiple hours.
He's
But the thing
cool
is,
when he's in the
patients
suit.
without
He's-
frontal lobes
he's
don't have
based.
this ability. In fact, they
He's
can
gonna
only
rub
stay
dirt
focused
in
on
your
what they
eye.
see immediately happening in front of them. A child missing a frontal lobe who repeatedly turned a flashlight on and off in a hallway without seeing anything would lose interest. They wouldn't have the mental wiring necessary to concentrate on self-preservation. They would literally just go back to
Is he trying to say we're a lobotomy patient?
bed. The game is impossible the way it's being presented, because it would literally be over before it began. But the final and biggest nail in the coffin for this one is how frontal lobe injuries affect the imagination. The frontal lobe controls a ton of mental processing abilities, including dreams. You might think that an uncontrollable imagination would lead exactly the kind of nightmares or hallucinations you see in this game, but in fact, it's the exact opposite. Rigorous studies have been done on the imaginations and dream states of lobotomized patients. While patients without a frontal lobe can have dreams, one thing they can't have is
you're
nightmares.
a
Patients
lobotomy
missing a frontal lobe carry their lack of fear and inhibition straight into their dreams. And why not? It makes sense. If the mind isn't registering fear consciously, there's no reason to process it subconsciously in a dream. Studies show that lobotomized patients can dream about idyllic scenarios.
Dude was honk
Fame,
shooing.
praise,
Do you see
but
that?
They can't dream about the monsters under
That
the bed.
dude was
Or in
straight
this case,
resting.
the Foxy in the closet, making the nightmare state of FNAF 4 impossible.
Cause he's
The
just
Foxy in the closet, making the
Foxy in the closet.
nightmare state of
bitch.
FNAF 4 impossible for the victim of the bite of 87. In fact, going back to the dark days of psychiatry, some patients who experience the kind of recurring nightmare we see in
God.
FNAF 4
You ever
actually
do
have their frontal
something
lobe
and
intentionally
regret
removed
it?
to stop these
You
dreams
ever-
from happening. One famous case describes a patient who was experiencing a recurring dream of being chased by ferocious
Hey,
animals.
what do you mean? Just
After the
chill,
patient
bro.
received
Just
the
be more
lobotomy in
chill. What do you do?
1953, yes, he still had the dream, but would instead
Oh my
describe it
God.
as being a nice
You need a
dream with some
lobotomy?
nice
Somebody
animals. His vision in the
sedate
dream
me!
were no
Oh
longer
my
threatening.
God.
The animals were happy, he was happy, and he was no longer able to perceive any of the
What does
fear he once
Mario
had
have to do
prior
with
to the
this?
surgery. So scientifically speaking, there is no single way the main character of FNAF 4 can be the bite of 87 victim, like Scott seems to have indicated. Sure, the game could be about another
What do you
kid.
mean, Tyler? I'm
That'd be
just
lame.
referencing
No,
a
this game is
TikTok,
meant
bro.
to be about
I'm
the
just,
victim
what
of
do
the
you
bite of 87. The
mean?
poor kid who wasn't just attacked at the restaurant, but continues to be tortured through nightmarish visions,
'Cause they're
dreams,
fiends.
coma-induced
Because-
hallucinations,
because they're
whatever.
monsters.
I have zero doubt that that's what Scott intended, but the fact of the matter is, he just didn't do enough homework. A kid with those sorts of injuries wouldn't care about those things in the first place. He would have no fear.
Dude just said, maybe this is why. Maybe this. You know what? If I were making these games and I had MatPat be like, maybe Napoleon didn't do enough homework. You know what? I would change some things. I'd be like, you know what? You listen here, MatPat. You listen to me. If MatPat wrote something about me, it was like, you didn't do your homework.
There would
I,
be no
too,
animatronics,
would
real
do
or
everything in my
imaginary, that
power
would
to
be able to
change
keep him
what
up at
ending
night.
I had. To be like,
Biologically speaking, nothing
you
would
didn't
be
do your homework, MatPat. He says, tears streaming down his face. You didn't do your homework. God, tell my mom. Oh God! I know.
Any
You thought
scarier
that's
than
not
the
the
fan.
case. I just think it's funny.
The fan. Sorry, Scott. Better luck in the movie. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Better luck next time, he says. Oh my god. She in the pictures, singy. Like, Jesus Christ, Matt Pat. You're a fiend. What's going on there? Oh, just cry, man. It's Matt Pat telling me about a different theory with an old man and get Goku.
There's gotta be a code to open this. Bite of 87.
I would literally
You text?
quit. Oh my god. Understandably, though.
One movie, 11 animatronics, 11 kids, one phone guy, one killer, code for purple backwards.
And a partridge in a pear tree. What? What was Markiplier?
Yes, Matt Pat. It was me. It was me the whole time.
Is this a crossover event? What? This is unhinged. This is unhinged. Yeah, you know, this is why FNAF will never end. Oh, is that the Markiplier of 87?
That's no theory.
Box? Oh, is the box, like, important? Is the box, like, something I gotta know? Oh my god, he got Mark in the vid. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. You know what? That's kind of crazy that he got Markiplier to come through. Yeah, good for him.
Yes, Matt Pat. It was me. It was me the whole
Need some
time.
milk.
That's no theory.
That stupid box. Wait, like, was the box actually difficult to open? Like, you had to figure out how to open to play the game or something? Don't forget about the box. You got it, boss. You know, it does, for intros, it really does stick in your mind. The little...
Hello, Internet. Welcome to the Five Nights at Freddy's podcast. Oh.
Like, all Jesus Christ, that's a book. But all things considered, that's a solid intro.
Sorry, I mean game theory. Game theory. The show that covers theories on other games in the 2-week intervals between new installments of FNAF. But if I'm ever gonna see...
Okay, you know, sometimes he's funny. I'll give him... This is a good bit. This is a good self-deprecating bit.
Requests for games other than FNAF 4 in my Twitter feed, this video needed to be made. Because
I think you mean X?
Confession, Internet, I made a mistake in my last FNAF video. Not in my research, mind you. My conclusion that this kid scientifically could not be the Bite of 87 victim was actually 100% right, both scientifically and, as you've been eager to point out,
I was actually 100% right because I did the science.
or wise. No, I was wrong in calling this
Oh, Tiger! Dude, what's up, man? Howdy, Jen. Howdy, Lucas. Howdy, VOD watchers. Howdy, Nap. How do? I just woke up. Let's go! Well, I'm glad that you're awake, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I hope you're doing well. I hope the SNES was good. I hope it was a good...
Hey, it's why they're called theories after all, right?
Good
Anyway, in this
Lord,
case, Scott was sure to let me know my...
It was a good video, Matt Pat. I always enjoy them. Unfortunately, as your more clever viewers are pointing out in the comments below, you overlooked a crucial detail in the game. I'll be looking forward to your next series. I don't know why I read it like that. Like, this should be read as like, it's a good video, Matt Pat. I always enjoy them. Unfortunately, as your more clever viewers are pointing out, the more clever's a bit much. Well, as your more clever viewers are pointing out in the comments below, you overlooked a crucial detail in the game. I'll be looking forward to your next theory. Like, that's the two. Jesus Christ. No.
Error in his first comment on any of my videos on the franchise, to my knowledge, which was really exciting.
The box with the poison?
Should I feel honored?
That's funny. I said Gombar sounds like Kronk earlier. Don't forget the box. Which box? The box with the poison. Poison for Cusco. Cusco's box. Exactly. No, yeah, there's some box at the start. This box right here. Or was that in the previous game? And he's like circling back.
And let me just say, because you were asking, I didn't delete that comment. I only delete comments from Game Theorist bots. No, I don't want your free PSN codes, okay? So I guess Scott must have deleted it himself. Maybe there was a typo. Or maybe a clue to FNAF 5. Before we get that far ahead, let's close the book on FNAF 4. First, let's set the record straight on where...
Or maybe Scott posted that at like 3 a.m. just after a lot of apple juice. And then went, oh God, why am I beefing with Matt Pat? Oh, what have I become? In the cold light of the morning, Scott looks himself in the mirror and just goes, What have I done? What have I become? Oh my god, maybe that's what happened.
Where it takes place. It does not take place in Fredbear Family Diner, but rather the first location of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, the one from the old phone guy tapes found in FNAF 3. But the Springlock yellow suits are the only ones there. I hear you typing, and you're right. They obviously are, but remember, phone location of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, the one from the old phone guy tapes found in FNAF 3. But the Springlock yellow suits are the only ones.
Rip Google Plus, you were a real one. Sorry, I went back purely for this. I went back purely to say, R.I.P. Google Plus. Could have been. Oh my god. Hello, better late than ever. Welcome, Shadow. Yeah, dude. Oh, you've been well, man. I hope you've been well.
There, I hear you typing, and you're right.
The real one, Deb.
Obviously
Was
are,
that
but remember,
real
phone guys
to
tapes
you?
in FNAF 3 welcome you to Freddy Fazbear's.
I mean, like, what do you mean by that? I say Google Plus was a real one because I think that's a fun, like, oh my god. It shut down in like 2020, didn't it? It shut down at like the start of the pandemic. Was an OG. My first social media. I remember having to, like, because you needed it after like a while to like have a YouTube account, you needed Google Plus, and I remember there was outrage on the internet, and it was one of the first of many pointless internet boycotts that never actually accomplished anything. Well, we're just gonna stop using their things or something, and then it never actually.
Fazbear's
You know,
Pizza,
the
not
classic.
Fredbear Diner, before he tells you about their quote specially designed suits. Roll that cassette tape.
Welcome to your new career as a performer/entertainer for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Right now, we have 2 specially designed suits that double as both animatronic and suit.
Specially designed, i.e. not in existence during the Fredbear era. Plus, in that same set of phone calls, Phone Guy tells us the suits had become decommissioned after an incident where there were, quote, multiple simultaneous springlock failures. What do we see at the end of FNAF 4? An incident where multiple springlocks fail simultaneously and a child dies. And let me be clear, because the terminology is pretty confusing. In the game, the word springlock is used to describe both the suit as a whole and the individual locking mechanisms within that suit. A springlock suit is made up of multiple
That's a
spring locks.
horrifying
Multiple
look, by the way. That
simultaneous
is,
springlock failures, like
you know,
Phone Guy
all
said,
things
would either
considered,
mean
that's
multiple suits going
a
down
much
at the same
better
time,
design than the
which is
first
the
game's
coincidental
Freddy
part to
like
believe,
designs.
or that multiple locks within the same
In terms of
suit
like a horror
collapse at
game,
the
you know what I
same
mean?
time, causing a catastrophic failure. Say, for instance, because a child is squirming to escape and his tears are moistening the locks. Crunch. And besides, don't you think it'd be time causing a catastrophic
Oh my god. Me. I can't even say it. Oh my god. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh. Oh man. Me when new Minecraft lore.
catastrophic failure? Say, for instance, because a
Such
child
a
is squirming to escape
stupid-
and his tears are moistening the locks.
It's so
Crunch.
stupid.
Besides, don't you think it'd be weird for Fredbear's Diner to use these suits, have them kill a child, sell the company, and then Freddy Fazbear's Pizza starts using them
Me
again? It
listening
just
to
wouldn't
FNAF
make a lot of
lore
sense.
be
Long
like,
story
"Ah!"
long, although Fredbear and Springtrap are the featured attractions at this restaurant,
Oh
this
my god.
is
This
a
is so
Freddy
sick.
Fazbear
That's
branded
awesome.
joint. One dating back to, as we see on the TV set, 1983. But enough about the timeline.
It was
I don't want to dwell on it in this
1983,
episode. To me, having a general placement of the timeline is enough,
baby.
because the most interesting part of this game is the ending and its overall meaning. Like I said in the other FNAF 4 video, if this was just a random kid who got bit, that would be really lame. So how does this particular kid fit into the overall lore? Why is this incident of 1983 so important?
Bro really said, Scott, your story's lame. And then he went, shut up! Also, you
Who
lame.
is the FNAF 4 kid, and what does the ending line of "I will put you back together" mean? Let me tell you, the evidence points to him being the puppet. Let's look at the evidence. First, many have pointed out the
Brother,
stream
I
of
thought the
tears down
puppet
kid's
was
face,
like a-
which mimic the tears down
What?
the puppet's mask. Okay,
I thought it was
sure,
I
that
thought
good
the
evidence when
puppet
we
was
first
the
saw
kid
them
that
in
got
FNAF 2.
got it in front of the restaurant. What do you mean? You said the puppet was the kid. Why is it not that kid anymore? No, Mad Pet, you said that the puppet was the little kid with the tear streaks in the first in the game where he's outside. The purple guy shows up and just goes, man, see, and just stabs him, I guess. Which was an insane, like, was an insane murder. Like that's like, what a way to do that. Like, good God. Last week, my history teacher went over some war and then slaughtered hundreds, and I was the only one not of it. Like, come on, don't tell me the only FNAF friend here. Oh my God. Come here. Oh my God. This is where this. It's true. MJ's only here for me to react to the Portal game. Man, the day I'm keeping it in the chamber. The day that I play through Half-Life, MJ's just gonna be the only one in the audience, just like, woo, yeah. The fact that I'm just not engaged with so much on the internet is truly coming to be a W. My God.
But at this point, those nice pixelated streams are on nearly every chubby-cheeked kid who's ever entered these restaurants. So alone, it's not much to go on. But we can take it one step further. While the tiers themselves might not be interesting, look at this. It's a screen from the Mangle minigame back in FNAF 3. This weird, crying, giant silhouette was just kinda out of place in the last
didn't
game.
think
And
that
all
was a
us FNAF
silhouette at all. I
theorists
thought that was a
just
building.
kinda glossed over it in our analyses, since, seriously, what is it? I mean, it kinda looks like the puppet, right? With its overall fabric feel and its thin, striped legs. I mean, that's what I thought at the time, but again, there was really no reason to bring it up since it just didn't fit anywhere. But now we have a new game and new information that might make this make sense.
I'd
Look at
be
its
there
body
too,
position.
just like,
Notice
yeah!
anything specific about it? It resembles the position we see our FNAF 4 kid in
Experience,
throughout
baby!
the game, including his final scene, kneeling down, 2 streaming tear tracks, and his face.
It was only available in the physical magazine.
But not only that,
Maybe
look what our
it's
kid
time
wears, a
to
black
add
and
that
gray
bad boy to the
striped shirt.
Subgoal.
And remember, this is in a
Ooh.
world where all the other kids are generally wearing single color outfits. It's an oddly specific detail. Now, I asked
Yeah.
you, what's the signature look for the puppet? None other than black and white stripes. But besides those design
No, but
details,
wait.
consider that
No, but seriously, is he never gonna bring back the fact that he already told us the puppet? Like, is he just overwriting the fact that he determined the puppet was the other kid?
there's no sign of the puppet anywhere in this game, and yet practically every other animatronic is present in some form, meaning that this game likely exists at a time when the puppet has yet to be created. Remember when he just kind of showed up in FNAF 2, which I should remind you takes place 4 years later than this game. He just kind of came out of nowhere. Well, this could be the puppet's origin story. This idea of kid as puppet.
But we
also
already
works
had a
really well
puppet
with the
origin
Lost
story.
Box again. What's in there besides Markiplier's stunning face and buttery voice? A puppet. As we see in FNAF 2, he has a habit of coming out of boxes, and he's the only one who can bend and fold up into a space that small. But there's even more evidence when you
I don't
look
know.
at
Did
the
you see
timeline.
those like collapsed animatronics? They could collapse into there. You just take off the thing. You don't know how deep that box is. You don't even know. You don't even know the scale of the box. What if that box is a mile high? You don't know. They didn't put a human for scale. You have no idea how big that box is or is not. What do you mean? It's the only one that could fit in, guys. It's the only one. The only one. To his back, that's like a freeze frame in the middle of a dodge. True. If Half-Life would be a good Subgoal, completely on, I think Outer Wilds is perfect. That one is still on the list, actually, Outer Wilds.
Now, I challenge you to ask yourself one question. What exactly is the child afraid of in this game? Why does he hate this restaurant so much? The easy
I don't
answer
know,
would seem
maybe
to
he's
be the
just a
animatronics,
little,
but that'd be wrong. It's important to note that at the time of the cutscene minigame,
freak,
he's
I
not
don't know.
scared of Freddy, Bonnie, and
Maybe he
Chica.
just
When you walk
doesn't-
over the pile of plushies in the corner,
Maybe he just
we see that
cries.
considers
He's a
these
kid,
characters
man.
as his
Kids
friends.
cry easy.
Foxy is kinda in that camp too, but to a slightly lesser degree because his brother
Who's
started
probably
scaring
like
him with
4
Foxy
and like
mask.
accidentally fell and then goes like looks around for 2 seconds like totally fine and then goes like who knows, man. Take out my joints. I could also fit in the box. True, King.
Hence the head being pulled off. Even the weird psychic friend Fredbear isn't a scary presence for him. So clearly he's not scared of the characters. Is he scared of the people working at the restaurant? The purple guy? Maybe, but that's not quite the full answer either. Again, watch how he behaves. When trying to escape the
I wanna
worker in the
know-
Fredbear outfit, he can't muster the
I want to know whose body he put himself on.
he behaves. When trying to escape the worker in the Fredbear
Like,
outfit, he can't muster the courage to run
there we
past
go, yeah.
scared of the characters. Is he scared of the people
I
working
want to
at the
know
restaurant?
whose
The
face
purple guy?
Matt
Maybe,
Pat
but that's not
put his body on, or whose whose body he put his head on. Who is this? He uses it a lot.
Again, watch how he behaves. When trying to escape the worker in the Fredbear outfit, he can't muster the courage to run past the show stage with the yellow suits. He collapses in fear. And when the bullies drag him over to the stage, he's freaking out. Clearly, what he is specifically afraid of in this restaurant is the yellow Springtrap suits, whether in animatronic mode or suit mode, which begs one question. Why? Well, the answer lies in psychic friend Fredbear. Look at the dialogue running through the kid's head. Hurry the other way and find someone who will help. You know what happens if he catches you. you. That line would be easy to write off as this just being a scared
Have
kid
the
who believes the ghost
for one of
stories
the
he's heard from the
lawsuits.
dead-eyed girl he talks to on the way home. She's creepy. If it wasn't for one thing.
Why she?
No.
Wait, what? Bro, just
Scared kid who believes the ghost
roasts her.
stories he's heard from the dead-eyed girl he talks to on the way home. She's creepy. If it
Dead-eyed girl. They're all dead-eyed. What do you mean? It's 8-bit children. Dude, dude just straight up is like, she's catching strays for no
wasn't
reason.
for one thing, this other line. No, don't you remember what you saw? This kid actually saw something, a crime, something terrible in these restaurants. It would seem to imply that he saw another child get shoved into one of these suits. This would also explain strange brown pixels sticking out of the yellow body backstage, a tuft of hair.
The bite of
All these
eggs.
details also fit with the character I've been lovingly calling Psychic Friend Fredbear. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Who are you gonna call? Psychic Friend Fredbear. I mean, seriously,
Kinda
what
based.
is this thing? Sometimes he's a bear, sometimes he's referencing it, and sometimes he's a flower? Okay. At first, it seemed like the creepy little toy was nothing but an imaginary friend. That was until the final moments, after the bite, when we see the bear's signature yellow text. But this time, instead of parroting back the kid's feelings like he usually does, he shows that he is clearly in possession of a mind of his own, saying all kinds of creepy things like, "You're broken. We're still your friends. Don't you believe that? And I'm still here. I will put you back together." This isn't just a split personality of the kid or anything.
No, he's
This
gonna
is a
help
separate
him. He's gonna put him back
this
together.
This is a spirit. This is someone who knows the danger of getting caught by the people wearing those suits. This is the victim that our FNAF 4 kid saw getting stuffed.
The bite of
This
83!
is Golden Freddy, Purple Guy's first victim. And I know you're rushing to the comments now to say that this changes a lot of things and goes against stuff we've been saying for a while. Don't worry, we'll address it. Just get excited. We've pinpointed the identities of our
Flowey
two
the
most
flower.
mysterious animatronics. This is an awesome revelation from an evidence standpoint, but to be honest, it's a little disappointing from a storytelling standpoint. Here's why. We humans all have a proven psychological need to complete things. This need is called, unimaginatively, the completion principle. We want to fill in the blanks in the stuff around us so that the world makes sense and we feel in control. It's the biggest psychological reason why you want to beat a game, or
Did MatPat just put an image of Psy, Korean pop star Psy of Gangnam Style fame, getting hung? Did I? Okay.
even just an individual level. You know how you just can't stop and save in the middle of a level?
Also a Gangnam Style reference. Everybody put that off your bingo card. I said there's probably gonna be a Left Shark or a Gangnam Style or something sorry, what? Was I the only one who witnessed that?
Why? We humans all have a proven psychological need to complete things. This need is called...
Am I the only one who noticed?
Principle. We want to fill in the blanks in the stuff around us so that the world...
Dude just has like cover this part of the screen. That's just an image of bro.
Sense and we feel in control. It's the biggest...
That's a bingo. No, but that's what I said. He would reference something like Gangnam Style. I know it.
You want to beat a game, or even just an individual level. You know how you just can't stop and save in the middle of a level? You have to play until it's done. This is the reason why. Weirdly enough, it's even the reason why it's so hard to.
No, I've often saved in the middle of a level in games that allow me to. What do you mean?
I mean, even just looking at it on the screen, Earl, just put the piece in. Just finish the last two. Just animate the pieces to move over into the open slots, and I beg you, just finish the last. Thank you. This isn't just you being OMG, I'm so OMG.
Okay, man,
it's
calm
actually
down.
because the brain is wired to respond to knowing when
OMG.
you're done with a task. The brain can now take the mental energy it was using to focus on that activity
Completely
and use
missed
it on
that?
something
Oh my
else.
God.
But what happens if you don't finish that piece of cake? Or if you walk away from a game right before beating the level? Your brain can't put that activity away because it's still not finished. You
No,
literally
I can
continue to
forget
spend
it
mental
pretty
energy on
quickly,
it in the
actually. I'm
background,
pretty sure
even when
I'll,
you're
like,
doing
look
other
at
things,
something
as
else
long
and
as
forget
there
that
are
I was
no
ever playing that game in the first place.
your brain can't feel in total control and can't let things go. And whether he knew this when creating the first FNAF game or not, Scott Cawthon has done an amazing and infuriating job of creating a story that looks like it goes one way, but also looks like it might go somewhere else. This keeps us thinking about FNAF lore, talking about FNAF lore, pestering our favorite YouTube theorists for more FNAF lore for weeks. months. Watching every video released on everything from top 10 details you missed in the FNAF 4 teaser to top 10
I'm sorry. If that's like a neurodivergent thing, is that you can't
about the
stop.
cupcake.
I apologize.
Seriously. Once we're into the lore, our brains literally
It looked good.
cannot
It
let
did
the
look good,
pieces go
actually.
until there's
I
some
think it was
kind
an
of
ice cream
resolution,
cake.
a completed story. But Scott has
Looked
done
like a Blizzard
such a
cake
good
from
job
Dairy
of keeping
Queen.
the game in flux that the pieces never quite feel like they fit in a way that feels satisfying. We never get that moment of ROLAIDS. That spells relief. So we want the pieces of the puzzle to fit together.
No, it
cleanly.
doesn't. It
The problem
spells
with FNAF is that,
Rolaids.
while there's plenty of evidence for the story to go one way, there's also evidence for it going somewhere else. Try this one on for size. Well, there's a lot of evidence for the kid in FNAF 4 being the puppet, and I'd bet my bottom dollar that that's the solution.
Okay, thank goodness.
From a
I was worried. I was like, wait a minute.
More pieces actually fit together if the FNAF 4 kid becomes Golden Freddy. And
It's
not the
sad
puppet.
that I'm
This
pretty
would
sure
make
I
our
know.
first
If that
victim,
was
the
a
one our
Blizzard
FNAF
cake,
4
I'm pretty
kid
sure I
sees get
know
killed, the
exactly
puppet,
what
like we
type Blizzard cake
hypothesized
that
is
was.
FNAF 2. Suddenly, you have a group of 5 kids celebrating
And
a
I
birthday.
don't like
one
that
kid
I know
associated
that.
with each animatronic, with the one representing Golden Freddy being the odd man out. And this scenario perfectly mimics the FNAF 3 good ending with the Happiest Day minigame, where 5 souls from 5 kids, each representing a different animatronic, reunite to celebrate a birthday that never really happened.
Oh,
It
the
actually
kid for
creates
the
a
shop!
beautiful bookended story of redemption and forgiveness, a reunion
The
of
other kid.
brothers. And yeah, I know the complaints. Don't get me started about the size of the kids being different. They're the spirits of dead children in an 8-bit minigame, okay? Literalizing the sizes seems to be a bit of a stretch.
MatPat, I'm sorry. Listen. You cannot simultaneously be like, this kid's crying, this kind of looks like tear streaks, this kid's the puppet, oh, this dates on this they make this much money, so clearly it's this state because this time. You can't be the guy that's reaching constantly and being like, this means this, and then be like, guys, quit being so literal with it. Like, you know, sometimes it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be something different, man. Like, you can't. People going after you for that are just doing what you normally do. Oh my god. I'm back. Welcome back, Gator. Oh my god. But yeah, the like you can't just you can't just go after people because they're gonna do what you would do.
It goes even further than that. In the FNAF 2 Give Gifts minigame, the puppet gives life to the dead children, with Golden Freddy as the odd man out who doesn't get a mask and does a ghostly jump scare at the end. That would reflect the 4 bullies getting killed in the pizzeria by Purple Guy in response to this incident.
No joke, he's the first person that comes to mind when talking to
else, like a hospital bed. I mean, we do see the IV and pills and flowers, and as a result, that's why the puppet, the first victim, is able to reach those 4 kids' souls and save them, while Golden Freddy has to behave like a ghost. It also gels with the idea that the Take a Cave minigame represents the first victim at the first location, and why the puppet is always the jump scare, because he's the kid we've just watched get killed. So a lot of storytelling pieces fit together, but at the end of the day, that leaves us with too many questions about why Golden Freddy is talking to our FNAF 4 kid. A spirit needs to be inhabiting that bear for the story to make sense, and Scott certainly put in plenty of evidence that leads us to believe that the FNAF 4 kid is the puppet. The FNAF 4 kid needs to have seen a tragic, scary incident to make him fear the restaurant, which means he can't have been the first kid to have been killed. In short, the challenge here is that you have a choice. There's more evidence for our FNAF 4 kid becoming the puppet, but the resulting story is more satisfying for him to become Golden Freddy. And either side leaves you wanting more, because not all the evidence works in either scenario. And that...
I'm actually... honest to God, I get it. I understand what he means. Wait a minute. I'm actually like, wait a second. That's actually kind of based. Wait a minute. He's wait, hold on a second. He's cooking. I let him cook, and he started frying some rice. My god, this little shrimp of a man absolutely out here. That's crazy. He's kind of right, actually, in terms of like a story writing perspective.
That is the true secret to FNAF. The completion principle demands that we get answers, that the scraps of evidence across the 4 games come together cleanly. But if and when they do, our brains will just be able to move on.
You mean to tell me a shrimp fried this rice?
That we played and is collecting dust on our shelf, or taking up
Jesus
memory space
Christ!
Account, I guess. In the meantime,
oh my god!
Always on our
warn a man, MatPat, before you flashbang them with the 2010s. Oh my god! What 2011 meme?
And is collecting dust on our shelf.
Good lord, that is so 7 years ago. With the oh my god! Jesus
taking up
Christ!
memory space in our Steam account, I guess. In the meantime, good on Scott for making sure FNAF is always on our minds. He didn't do it by giving us endless levels or a whole bunch of stuff to complete. He did it just by making
What was?
sure that
Whoa!
we were there.
Whoa!
So
No, I'm not
GG,
going
Scott.
back. What was that,
And
though?
GG to all of you
Oh
Steam
my
theorists,
God!
all of
What?
us.
What?
We're trying to complete
Jesus
the story, to solve
Christ,
the
Matt
mysteries.
Pat.
I may complain about it, but honestly, I've been having a blast. It's like
What
a
was
Gravity
Luigi
Falls of video
doing?
games. It's been my honor to work with all of you on this quest over the last year, and I look forward to trying to continue the quest in the year to come. In fact, since this has been a video many of you have been waiting for a long time, now that it's finally out this Thursday at 4 o'clock
Sometimes
p.m.
Matt Pat
Pacific
just
time, I'll be
gives
live streaming right here
images.
on the Game Theorist
You know, it's
channel,
probably
answering all the
at
remaining
this point, he
questions you
probably
have
has
about the
editors
FNAF
who are just
franchise,
like
touching on
using
things
it.
I didn't get to cover in this episode, like the presence of Mangle in FNAF 4, while also looking at some of the theories that you've been submitting to me over the last year. So if you have a question you want answered,
Honest to God, listen. I understand that there's like elements of this that's like probably you know, like whatever it is and whatever your opinions on Matt Pat and game theory and stuff like that. As I said before, I'm not personally, I don't know much about him, but it's kind of cool at the very least that he's got this like any sort of long-standing moment of like a community coming together trying to like figure something else something out kind of thing. It's kind of like Inscription in that way, where it's like it's just cool that so many people are like so interested and so like actually trying to like piece things together and like, well, did you consider this, and sharing theories and stuff like that. Like that's kind of cool. That's neat. I like it. That's what I always liked about doing like Minecraft lore. So, you know, that's cool. I love like that. I love that kind of thing.
PM PST, tweet me at MattPatGT with the hashtag GTLive. It just helps me sort things. I'll be reading your burning questions and answering them to the best of my ability. And who knows, we may even be able to get a
still
special
obsessed
guest
with
review
Harry
in here.
Potter
So
for no
remember, that's
reason.
right here on the Game Theorist channel, Thursday at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And to get you ready, welcome back to the Super Amazing End Card Tournaments, where I want to know, do you think the FNAF 4 kid is the puppet or Golden Freddy?
Oh my God, yeah, this can't work anymore because there's no annotations. So how do I ever know who wins? How do I know who likes the other one better? Oh my God, my Super Amazing End Card Tournament.
Damn, he's here,
Oh, wait a minute. No, we're going back.
Thanks for watching. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Who you gonna call? Psychic friend
Deep
Fred.
within the
I like
earth.
switch keys at the end. It's weird. Psychic friend Fred Bear. That's it. He's here, he's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Who you gonna call? Psychic friend Fred Bear. That wasn't it either. Damn. He's here, he's there. This is great. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere.
No. This is giving me psychic damage with how much I relate to. Do you know how many like in the video I put out today? Do you know how many alternate takes of certain like I've said the same sentence like 25 times before in a row, where I just started like I started losing my mind. This is
Who you gonna call?
I get this actually. This is based.
That was it. Today we end
The box.
Today we
The
solve
box. Everybody be quiet. Not a theater kid. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm talking about video. I meant bases in the way that like the video. Give us the Napoleon the 7th. I cannot. No, but like in the video that like I put out today, like there's just sentences where it's like how I say it. I'm like, no, that's awful. I hate that. Oh man, there's moments in that because there's 2 recordings. I was sick on or like I had a bit of a head cold for one of the days, and there's sections of the line where I can hear it. I can hear it in my voice. I managed to like trim the audio in a way that it's not too noticeable, but my God, it's stuff that I never had to think about before I started making YouTube videos. Oh my God. Help. Oh, is that the next game? Is the next game Help Wanted? I feel like we might as well just jump to Help Wanted if that's gonna be
Game
next.
Theory, where, after months of intensive therapy, I'm back to finally put the original FNAF tetralogy to rest. It's done. No more Halloween updates, no more FNAF 5 rumors, and no more fan.
What?
Suck on that, you multi-bladed propeller.
That's the second time. What is his problem with the fan? This is the second time in his videos that he's randomly brought up the fan as like a point of like interest.
Teller of air. Shortly after my last Freddy theory, I arranged a live stream with some fellow FNAFers to close the book on the series. And what happened was something
My
that none
fellow
of us
FNAF.
expected.
We have internet.
We have it. We're back.
No, not the stream issues. Scott started talking to us. Well, kinda. He kept updating his site, scottgames.com, with cryptic messages as to the true meaning of the game. What is seen in shadows is easily misunderstood in the mind of a child. In the FNAF 4 minigame, why would the tiny toy Chica be missing her beak? And finally, 4 games, 1 story. It was incredible! After a year of taking shots in the dark, finally we were, in a way, hearing back from the man who knew all the answers.
Oh.
Scott Coughlin, the creator, was reaching out from the shadows, give us, for pretty much the first time
That's a
ever,
cool way to do
concrete
it.
leads as to where to look. But what did these cryptic clues mean? In the
Way
moment, the best I could do was
I
this.
can only think of
Is
it
it
twice.
possible
But
that FNAF 2 didn't actually happen?
But in the days that followed, those 3 clues
you're out to lunch. What is he saying? What? What? What a statement. Oh my god, really fun. The flashing effects. Huh. Yeah, he seems to be. He seems to be. But I'm still fair king. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned the But oh my god, dude, straight up just what if FNAF 2?
on Reddit, Steam,
Never
and YouTube to
happened.
completely throw out everything that they knew about the franchise. What if we were looking at the franchise all wrong? Instead of counting animatronic toes, calculating minimum wage rates, and tracking Purple Guy's work history, maybe we needed to take a step back. What if everything in FNAF was just a dream? That's right, a FNAF
Whoa.
dream theory. That everything we play through in these games was created in the mind of the FNAF 4's crying child. It sounds like a cop-out, right? Like a lazy storytelling cliche. Maybe. But stay with
Yes,
me.
it does.
Even if you think you've heard parts of this theory before, you'll want to stick around. I've unearthed the clues that finally put our year and a half of FNAF speculating to rest. Of the 3 clues Scott gave us that day, the most
Yeah, I
damn
just
one
feel-
was the last
I
one.
feel
Why would
bad,
Tiny
though.
Toy Chica be missing her beak?
The way that, I should
In
be
the FNAF 4
proactive in
minigame, you can
mentioning
talk to a
whenever that
small
kind of
girl
stuff
on the
seems to be
playground
happening.
with toy versions of Bonnie, Freddy, and Chica, but her beak is missing? During the stream, we were all like, Scott, please. But when we looked, sure enough, there it was. A few orange pixels laying on the ground. What? Seriously? This was the crucial detail all of us had missed. And yet, for as absurd as it may sound, those 5 pixels changed everything, upending a year worth of theorizing. Because that missing beak directly parallels FNAF 2's new version of Chica, who loses her beak when she goes on the attack. It was something we all had written off as a graphical glitch or a design choice, not as a clue to the meaning of the entire series. And yet, here it was from the creator's mouth. And that is when it started to click.
That's
FNAF 2's shiny new
insane. I'm just
animatronics. What are
mad.
they called? Toy animatronics. And that's not just a cute name the community came up with, like Freddles. It's right there in the custom night menu. It's canon. That's a strange name for a bunch of robots, right? Unless it's meant to be taken literally, and then they're all just a bunch of oh my god. What if they are toys, and this is all just a dream scenario inspired by these little guys? Well, let's keep going with this toy clue. I mean, obviously, the toy animatronics are shiny, plastic-looking fake, just like a small plastic action figure would be. But it explains a bigger question about FNAF 2, the look and design of Mangle. I mean, seriously, the story we're told to believe in this game is pretty absurd. That kids just rip it apart and put it back together again, and so the employees just leave it as a mangled collection of parts for small children to play with. What parent would ever be comfortable letting little Timmy touch that thing? Oh, and here's a cute thing for you to play with. Oh my gosh! Who could have seen that coming? But if we assume FNAF 2 is in the mind of a child who has seen all these toys, Mangle makes a whole lot more sense. It's just a dismantled toy. Think about Sid from Toy Story, who fuses various toys together to create hideous abominations. This explains Mangle's 2 heads. I don't care how much you redesign Foxy, no one planned him to have 2 heads. In
I
fact,
did.
note that Mangle appears in
Me.
a girl's room. An insignificant detail? I don't think so. The Chica Beak shows that this girl's toys fall apart, just like Mangle, the tear-apart, put-back-together toy. And toys explain FNAF 1, too. The crying child of FNAF 4 has 4 plushies in his room. The crew from FNAF 1. Plushies, as in soft, stuffed animals. What are the original 4 animatronics made out of? Soft materials. Fur and fabric, not plastic like the toys. So much so that the one thing that we hear about them throughout the series is that these old animatronics collect odors and never get washed, just like an overused and overloved stuffed animal. But the parallels don't stop there. Why is Foxy out of order in FNAF 1? Well, the plushie he's based on is missing its head. How about
just
Foxy's
a
jump scare
bionic-
popping in
oh my
abruptly from
God.
behind a wall? It's awfully similar to the way the brother scares the crying child throughout FNAF 4. In his Foxy mask.
This feels like the actual dev retcon on the end of Drawn to Life 2 on the DS specifically. Oh, you like that? Wait, is this actually one of the? I keep feeling like he's building to something to be like, nah, I'm kidding. This is all wrong. There's no way. If this is where the lore goes, that's stupid. That's just genuinely a. They collect odors. No, that's genuinely stupid. If it just goes like. No, it was all toys the whole time. Give me
past,
my
no
Chuck E.
less.
Cheese
How does Golden
restaurant,
Freddy fit
man.
into this? Well, in the hidden FNAF 4 Easter egg, we see on the TV that the show Fredbear and Friends features the Golden Fredbear alongside the core four of Foxy, Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. That's your cast from the first game. The dream of FNAF 1 was inspired by this show and the
Also, side note, what world is so obsessed with the Chuck E. Cheese, like, restaurant-style cast of characters that there's restaurants up here? Seemingly only one, though? Like it's not like there's a chain, right? Like, it seems like there's only the one restaurant, or I guess, oh, sister location. Oh, we have a but, like, that's important that they have a sister location, implying there's, like, only two? And they have a TV show and toys? Huh? That's insane. I mean, as far as Stargate Toys apart goes, I used to pop the heads on my Barbie to put them heads on bodies together because I thought they looked better in different combos. Valid King. Chuck E. Cheese plays to my kids and I get no questions. Oh, God. But this is insane. What world does this exist where all of the, like, no world's that obsessed with characters from a restaurant.
Even the fact that the child doesn't have a Golden Freddy plush, and that instead he has his imaginary friend, a psychic friend Fredbear, who appears and disappears at will, directly references Golden Freddy's ghostly
I also agree.
behavior.
I think it's very typical child behavior to, like, tear apart. Like, not tear apart, like, necessarily in the way that Sid does, but, like, to some extent, yeah.
The fan right there from some of his
Jesus Christ, he's back with the fan again. What's wrong with the fan?
Their right mind would work in a place like this? Dream, firing an employee for something like odor? It's a child's imagination of what employment is like. How about the weird metaphysical hoops that you have to jump through to access FNAF 3?
I'm sorry, what?
Would work in a place like this? Dream, firing an employee for something like odor? It's a
No, it's for unprofessionalism and odor being a like you could absolutely get fired for odor. Like, if you never shower, you will not keep your like no, you could totally get fired for that. That is, like, it's not good effect, but it would be like hygiene. It wouldn't be like odor. It'd be like, but like not being hygienic at a restaurant would absolutely be something that, like, could get you fired. Yeah,
of what
health code
like.
violations.
How about the weird metaphysical hoop that you have to jump through to access FNAF 3's minigames? Well, dreams have weird rules where dialing codes into cinder blocks makes perfect sense. FNAF 3's Springtrap is directly inspired by the girl in her golden body finger puppet that pinches and traps her finger. The idea that the animatronics stuff you into suits comes from this girl spreading urban legends that
Matt, do you
dies
smell? Wait a minute. Dude said no one could get fired for odor. Matt, you've been to one too many gaming conventions. I'm sorry. That's not the normal way people are. I'm sorry.
Balloon Boy is the dream version of this kid, excited to go to the birthday party. He doesn't even have a single balloon eat.
That image alone, just crop that out. As this. That's me. That's your mother. Mother, what are we having for dinner tonight? Mother. Oh, that's great. I love that image. Oh my god.
Even the oddballs of Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie fit under this theory. They're the product of the crying child being freaked out by the shadows that Golden Freddy and Bonnie cast onto the wall. And while we're on the subject of shadows, Dream Theory even rolls out the purple guy. Let's pull in Scott's soft clue. What is seen in shadows is
double
A,
battery.
Yes, he could be referencing the shadow animatronics, which are
No,
literal
no, I'm
shadows.
not
But what
getting
he's more
got
likely
by this
referencing is purple guy
twice.
helping a fellow employee put on the yellow
refuse.
suit. They're in a dark, shadowy room, and what the kid sees, or
Oh
what he
my
thinks he
God.
sees, is someone getting
Jesus
violently stuffed into a suit when it's just a mascot putting on its head. Think about how traumatic it'd be if you were a kid and you were at Disneyland and then saw Mickey Mouse suddenly take off its head. It would blow your mind. But we all know that there's no murder happening. It's just employees going about the daily grind. In fact, that's why
Would it?
Purple Guy is
I
purple.
guess. I
In the
don't know.
Atari-style games, shadows are represented not with black, but with purple, as indicated by the shadows cast by the
No, my
animatronics
butt-
on
oh,
stage.
just-
That's why
oh my
Shadow
God,
Freddy,
no,
Shadow
dude.
Bonnie, and even the innocent employee in
That
the dark
sucks,
back room,
man. Are you, like,
the shadowy
stranded or
purple
something?
guy, are such an unusual color. Still skeptical? So was I.
That
Should answers a lot
sucks. Oh
smooths
my
out the
God.
timeline, but there was still one piece of the puzzle that was missing. One thing that was nagging me. It still felt like a convenient explanation, but
Someone
not an
literally
intentional
called
one.
OSHA in a
Not
video
something
game.
that Scott had planned for the series.
I'm sorry,
All I
what?
needed was
I agree. Hygiene at a restaurant is absolutely important, and not adhering to it will get you placed health code violated. Exactly. Improper hand washing, not hair. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm like, what does he mean? What does he mean that is not? That's a child. That is absolutely a way to get fired. Just whole trade on the buses. Oh my god. Oh, they canceled your train and put you up. Oh my god, that sucks even more.
Just that one
I mean, I'm glad you have a way, but like,
together. But then,
oh
while
my
writing
god,
the script,
it's probably so much more time
the nail
traveling.
in the coffin, the one piece of evidence that no one can deny, and that, to my knowledge, no one has talked about in the months of theorizing. The detail that convinced me this theory has to be true. Are you ready to have your mind blown? Listen to the sound that you hear at the end
Reports
of every
of your
night
local
of the
restaurants
first 3
true.
games.
I'm sorry. I don't know what shit. I'm sorry. That was weird. I don't know what just came over me. I had to do it. I felt compelled.
A grandfather clock, chiming the same song every time. Why would the end of my shift in an office be signaled by a grandfather clock chime? It wouldn't,
What do you
unless I
mean?
was asleep, dreaming in my house with a grandfather clock right outside my room. Just like the layout of the crying child's house we see in the FNAF 4 minigames.
Much less comfy.
6 o'clock
Yeah,
a.m.,
that too.
time to get up. But now let's look at FNAF 4. How does each night end there? A beeping alarm clock. Why? Because we're no longer in the crying child's house. We're in a hospital, trying to recover
I love
from
this
being
song.
bitten. Hence the pills, IV, and flower Easter eggs. No hospital has a grandfather clock, but they're all equipped with a generic digital alarm clock. This, to me, was the missing link, the piece of evidence that took this theory from convenient explanation for a lot of the game's weirdness to definitive proof that this is what Scott intended. My heart is racing right now.
going
I'm
for
so excited about
reimbursement? Yeah,
sharing this
you
with you. It feels
absolutely
like finding
should,
the
dude.
Rosetta Stone, the one
That's
detail that
not
unlocks
what you
everything
paid
else in this
for.
huge mystery we've been trying to solve. But at the same time, it's bittersweet, right? Remember what I said at the beginning of the episode? It sounds like a cop-out, right? Like a lazy storytelling cliche.
'Cause it is.
How many of you agreed with that? If you're honest with yourself, I bet a lot of you. You'll notice across my videos, I don't cover dream and coma theories very often for exactly that reason. They're too easy, too flexible. Because it's all a dream, weird stuff can be written off, logical errors overlooked simply because it's not actually real. In the theory world, they're OP. They're hard to argue against and can be molded to fit any random collection of details. And for a game like FNAF, where us theorists have spent thousands of hours combing through all the details, making and remaking timelines, bending over backwards to make every last piece of information fit together across the 4 games, it was just a dream reveal invalidates all of that work. It says
Well,
that
best
none
of
of it
luck with
really
getting it
mattered
back,
since none of
then.
it
Oh my
really
God.
happened. And Scott knows this. Let's get a quote from Scott in his update on Steam regarding the Halloween DLC for 4. Quote, the story
What is the...
remains completely hidden. I guess most people assume that I filled the game with random Easter eggs this time. I didn't. What's in the box? It's the pieces put together. But the bigger question is, would the community accept it that way? The fact that the pieces have remained elusive this time strikes me as incredible and special. A fitting conclusion in some ways, and because of that, I've decided that maybe some things are best left forgotten forever. End quote. To me, the key phrase here is, would the community accept it that way? He knows
To
that
me, the key phrase is I wrote myself into a corner and I want more money.
it's all a dream
I'm sorry, I'm
explanation who
sorry.
failed to live up to our
What's in the
astronomical
box?
expectations. It's underwhelming. What about the puppet? What about the oddly specific detail of the paychecks? How about Scott confirming on Steam that my FNAF 2 theory was almost 100% correct? It's this will the community accept it quote that makes me think Scott intended the dream theory to be official, but also understands that ever revealing it would be a huge mistake. Hence him keeping it locked in the box. I mean, you can already see it in the comment threads discussing earlier versions of the dream theory. People enraged by the sheer mention of this thing. Heck, you'll probably see it in this comment section. But it doesn't have to be that way. Sure, the nights themselves may be a series of dreams, but the lore contained within those dreams doesn't have to be meaningless. In fact, it's not. Think about it. The urban legends the kids are sharing had to start somewhere. That crying child clearly saw something that made him scared of these restaurants. And then how do the Atari games fit in? Are they just dreams within dreams? They're not.
Maybe.
In researching this episode, I not only found the clues that solidify the dream theory, but also the missing links that we've all been
There's actually
overlooking in putting the
memes on
FNAF
that? That's
timeline
great.
together. Scott's final clue about 4 games, 1 story may be a reference to a crying child's nightmares and eventual death
Hey,
in the
do you
hospital,
watch-
but it can also
this
be
would be
referencing
the
the story of the
6th.
game's primary struggle, the puppet and the purple guy. And next week, we're covering that on an all-new game theory, Saturday the 19th at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 12 o'clock p.m. Pacific Time.
What
That's noon
time?
for all of you currently trying to figure out whether that's midnight or noon. I know, I get it confused all the time too. Why am I telling you the time it'll be published and uploaded? Well, we're covering that story, followed up immediately by a live stream discussion where I, and hopefully a few other theorists, will be
That's like how I uploaded something immediately before going live on this on this. You know, that's like me going live after I made a video. after I uploaded the video. That's that's like me uploading video and then going live. You know? You guys should open the video. You guys open the video. You guys should open the video from my YouTube and like it and leave a comment. Boost its algorithm. Guys. Oh my god, this is great. Awesome. Oh my god. Dream plots can be done well. I agree. As internal exploration, like for instance, Inception, it's kind of a dream plot in a lot of ways. Exploration of character psyche and manifestation, internal struggles. It was just a dream. Is bad if it renders story meaningless. True. I agree. I guess we wait till tomorrow. Seven anime cutscene. Oh my god. We need to get Nabby a VTuber. Maybe someday. Oh my god. The angry voice you did earlier for Scott. What voice did I do earlier for Scott? Oh god. Was it like nasally and nerdy, or was it the like was it that? The video like 5 minutes before stream. No, I uploaded the video half an hour before stream, and that video is 26 minutes long. So I uploaded the video with exactly enough time to both watch the video after it premieres and go get a little cup of water before coming to stream. So yeah, that's on you. Oh my god.
Be able to answer your questions as we close out the year with the definitive answers to this incredibly mysterious series. And I want you guys to be there so you can ask your questions and talk about all this together with us live. So remember, that's Saturday the 19th at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific Time for that episode, followed immediately by live discussion with you guys. I cannot wait to share all this with you guys. And in the meantime, remember, that's
Do you
just
think we
a
have
theory.
the bell hit?
A game theory.
Do you not have the bell hit? You guys don't click that bell. You guys don't click that bell button. What? I know you uploaded at the time you did with the intention to allow people to watch it before stream. I know you did. I saw the time. But boo! Oh my god. I think it was nasally.
Oh, so it was probably like this then. I clicked no one's bell. Why? I had the bell clicked. I was just hyperfixated on Minecraft.
You know what the accent is now? That cry. Oh my god. It auto clicks for me when I follow, so it's always on. Good. Based. Oh my god. Oh yes, I can go to the YouTube channel if you haven't. Open. I mean, don't close the stream, but go. Open the video. Go. Leave it there. Get to it later. Oh my god.
Sweet dreams.
Jesus Christ! What is his problem with the fan? No. Who put a 2-hour video? No! You put a 2-hour video in this playlist? 2 hours. No shot. Nope.
The night.
It ain't happening. Baby, skip this. A 2-hour and 5-minute video? I think not.
It's been half a year. Let's do this. Let's solve the secrets of FNAF sister location months before the game comes out.
Wait, what does he mean? What does he mean before the game comes out? This looks like Inscription. The art style here looks like Inscription. That's cool. Yo, Professor Squeak! Some guy gifted me a tier 1 sub. Yeah, that'd be totally human. Dude's base. Dude's insane, actually. He's actually, oh my god, he's way too generous. No, do not. No, the point of this is not that I'm gonna get the proper, like, don't get me wrong. I saw that he had 4 videos as of like, that are like the final, the ultimate timeline. I know those videos exist. I'm just, I want to, the point of this being a sub goal was to have a stream where we go through the, like, really, the stuff that's totally wrong. Because that's just, I just think that's great. I just think that's a great way to do it. Put it in, I'm sorry! Oh my god. We can't skip to the ultimate time and go into shock. Oh my god. Human won't take over. You say that, Gum, but I don't know, man. That's what Caleb said, too. And Caleb was defeated like 2 months ago. What's all this then? Whoa. Did you get a budget increase? What was that? What was that? Do I? No, please. I yield. Oh my god.
Hello, Internet.
Welcome to Game Theory,
where today the goal is to solve the biggest gaming mystery of 2016 before it even exists. For once, I'm gonna get the jump on you, Scott Cough.
Oh my god, he's eating him! Oh, someone call the police! He's eating him! Run, Scott! Run! Oh my god.
And here's how I'm gonna do it. We all know that Scott loves dropping little teaser hints on his site, but this time, he's tipped his hand a bit too far. Enough for me to get a solid theory going on a lot of key elements we'll see hidden throughout his newest installment.
Was that the bite of 87?
And while some clues come from the teaser images and trailers themselves, the biggest revelations this time have come from the source code on Scott's website. So get ready for a comprehensive preview of what
he
Scotty
releases the
has in
source
store,
code for his
by
game?
the end,
Oh no,
we'll
the
look
source
at
code
every,
for his
and I
website.
mean
I get it now.
every
Never mind. That
element
makes
of
sense.
the franchise, from the original series of games to the novel to FNAF World to the ever-evolving source code on ScottGames.com in our attempt to expose the facts behind the next trip to Freddy's. Now, Scott hiding hints in the coding of his site is nothing new. It was the source code that started the whole Bite of 83 versus 87 debate back during FNAF 4. But this time, it's a bit more than just a mere hint of what's to come. It is a fully fledged story. So let's take this line by line. This first big chunk at the beginning starts off with a collection of letters and punctuation, but upon further inspection, you can make out repeated numbering patterns and letter combinations representing days.
I mean, that was less.
When pieced
Yeah,
together,
that
it
one makes more
becomes a
sense,
schedule
actually.
looking like this, listing out the days when certain animatronics are either available, booked, needed for a private party, or mat, either in maintenance or needed for a matinee show. It's unclear which. It's also worth mentioning that 4 animatronics are specifically called out here: BBY for Baby, BAL for Ballora, and FTF for both Funtime Freddy and Funtime Foxy. Now, for those of you who don't follow every scrap of information about these games, let me explain.
Book. Yeah, see, same with Minecraft. There's many books. You know, like Minecraft Legends got a book. Like,
and here we see it being confirmed. More on some of these guys in a minute.
Isn't canon anymore. That's so funny that he just like decides it's not canon anymore.
05OOS. Out of service. But who could this be? In the trailer, we only see 4 animatronics.
Originally followed by the 28 storybooks. Oh my god.
A few weeks ago, this image was up on Scott Games. A mask with glowing eyes and a tangle of wires, almost like tentacles, accompanied by this text. Quote, "There's a little bit of me in everybody." End quote. Notice the grammar here. It's not everybody, but everybody. This is our 5th animatronic, our out-of-service animatronic. I mean, look at it. This guy ain't being booked at any children's parties.
Okay. Edward worked on this? Whoa! Edward edited this? That's crazy. I didn't know he was part of this.
But that's not all we can conclude about him. The text indicates that a piece of him, his soul, his mechanisms, whatever, is in every other animatronic body. This could have 2 possible explanations.
Well,
Either
the real
he's
question
possessed the other animatronics and is controlling them, which
are
would
you
explain the
pickled
"don't hold it
like
against us"
dill
line from the
or
teaser
like
trailer we hear over and over again.
sweet pickles?
Or, more likely, he's the reason the other animatronics have life in the first place. This pile of wires is kind of like the puppet from the original series, giving gifts, giving life. Or maybe this is the puppet. A new and rebooted version of the puppet. Now stay with me here. One thing that we've largely forgotten about since his first appearance back in FNAF 2 is how the puppet character just didn't fit in with the FNAF world. Sure, as it kept making appearances in game after.
What does he mean we forgot about? You've brought up this stupid puppet every single video. What do you mean something we forgot about? You have talked about the whole history of this puppet to death, good sir.
Game, we just kinda accepted its role.
What does he mean?
Seriously, think about it. FNAF 1 through 4 were all about animatronics with big, bulky bodies and an animal theme. But then insert the puppet, thin and with a human face, complete with red cheeks, crying eyes, and red lips. Features that we haven't seen on anything else until now. Fast forward to Sister Location and we see humanoid faces everywhere. Ballora and Baby, rosy cheeks, lipstick. And now
Okay,
look at
so
the tentacle over
clearly-
here. Notice that the ears can detach, separate itself from the.
I assume this is where they must have got like a team, right? Because all the other ones were made by this Scott. I assume this game was made by more of a team.
Main mask part of the face, it's the exact same silhouette that our puppet's
'cause
face
visually-
had since the second game. Additionally, if you look at
It's
the
a
trailer
big
for Sister
jump.
Location very, very closely, you discover what may be a very cool Easter egg. In the reflection of Funtime Foxy's cheek, we see something. For all the other animatronics, it's a part of their body. For Ballora the ballerina, we see the reverse of her arm and earrings. For Baby, it's her finger and bow. But Foxy here is
It's
reflecting
me,
something
I'm
that
Baby.
has a bright red dot
Jesus
inside
Christ.
colored streaks, aka a bright red cheek and
Oh
two
my God.
streaming tear tracks. It's like that time we covered reflection mapping to find Super Smash Bros. Hidden location. Could that be the puppet's face reflection mapped onto the model of Fox's skull? Regardless, though, if you ask me, we haven't seen the last of the puppet in whatever form he comes in. And
You guys can't bring up that the kids aren't really the height that they should be. Matt Pat. Also Matt Pat. Like, yeah, so I used an in-game image reflection ability to be able to see the faces of the Mario game characters so that I could make a theory off of it. Dude's insane.
based on the designs of these characters, Sister Location might finally be giving us the
Crystal Lady
origin
Mascot. That's
story
crazy.
we've long been waiting for.
That's a
now,
lot.
hopping back to
That's
the source code.
that's
the next
a huge
section shows us that
increase
there's
in
supposed to be
the
three
production
file
value and
directories
talent
for
then.
various clients. The first
I mean,
for a
like,
place
which,
called
like, don't
Chica's
get me wrong,
Party World.
obviously
The
you get
second
better
for
as you
private
go, but
birthday
that's a
parties, and the third
huge
for
jump.
CRMN Institute. I can only assume Carmen Institute or Criminal Institute. This starts to tell us a lot about the setting and universe of Sister Location. First, many people have speculated that the industrial feeling setting shown during the trailer for the game is a
Oh, wait, never
factory for
mind.
the robots.
Okay, those
I
were
think we need a
probably
bit more specific.
cinematics.
Considering the availability schedule that we just covered and the client folders with various needs for birthday party supplies,
So
it
goofy,
feels like
Vic,
this
the
new
bullet.
setting will be a stroll
Explain now. Well, you see, this is a sub goal. It was to watch through take a stream and watch through the FNAF lore videos by Game Theory. And so we had a playlist made up, and then now we're making our way through that because why not? Why not? You see, what better way to spend a Friday night? What better
facility
way?
and distribution center for the animatronics, responsible for shipping them out to various gigs across the Fazbear locations. The reference to Chica's
Oh, I
Party
just
World builds
realized
out the
something. Is this still? What does normal Matt Pat sound like?
lore of the universe, showing another spin-off location to the
Okay,
rest.
not hugely different. I didn't want it to be hugely different, but still, it's
Restaurants, but also strikes me as just that.
I was
a
worried that it was
reference, a
gonna be,
fun
like,
Easter egg,
feel way
referencing the one
slower.
animatronic who won't be appearing in this new game. So far, we've seen versions of Freddy, Foxy,
found
and a Bonnie Ham
cheese?
puppet,
What
and
kind of
Chica has
cheese?
been noticeably absent. And honestly, I think it's gonna remain that way.
Is it
For some
Gouda?
reason, it just feels like she doesn't fit in this new world. And so the mention of Chica's Party World is a fun wink and a nod to a character that will be sorely missed. But to me, of all this section, the most crucial client is the last one, the CRMN Institute. Notice when you look at it that it has a subfolder called Project. This, to me, is incredibly important since every
Hey,
teaser
yeah,
image Scott
oh
has
my
posted
God.
on the site
I mean, I
related
guess
to
suppose that,
Sister
like, they're
Location
probably
has
very-
been labeled
they're probably-
project.jpg. Seems like a generic naming.
While visually, I mean, I haven't played them, so I can't speak to it, and I can't really tell from these Game Theory videos, but like, while visually the game's got a bit of an upgrade, it doesn't seem mechanically like a lot changed. So like, outside, like off the main game, outside of adding in those 8-bit thing, mini games. So really, it's probably not,
Convention, right?
it wasn't probably terribly difficult to make a lot
I went
of
to an
them.
Internet Archive database and dug through the source code of all the past teaser images from all of Scott's past games, only to find that his labeling system has
Wow,
been
what a
very
jump.
consistent.
Cat videos, MySpace, FNAF. That's the three historical periods of the internet. Oh. Oh, wait. Take him away. Books at a likely playlist. Walking away from town. Oh my god. The game gets crazy different, dude. Does it?
His FNAF World images were all labeled FNAFWorld.jpg.
Mechanical
Images about the
upgrade
book were
between 1
labeled
to 4.
FNAF the novel.
Was 5 the one with the closet, or was that 4? Because if whichever one, that one definitely looked like a big
.jpg.
upgrade.
Even FNAF 4 teasers shared the titling of simply 4.jpg. The fact that Sister Location's images are all labeled project and that there's a client directory hinting at some mysterious institute and a secret project going on there says to me that if we're not headed to a distribution
that
center,
one was
then
the
we're
start
going
of
to
a big
place where
upgrade.
these guys
I
are
suppose,
getting
I don't. I wasn't trying to say. I should rephrase what I just said. I wasn't trying to say FNAF 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like we're all the exact same game, just with graphical increase. Just that the base would have been similar enough in terms of like mechanically, you're not changing up so much that like it would be starting from square one, which is smart. It's in the same way that like Assassin's Creed, like Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed 3 are both like the same base but built on each other. You know what I mean?
These guys are being experimented on, a project at some mysterious institute, and you can bet that they're not happy about it. But perhaps the most crucial detail hidden in the source code is the last line.
I can't believe you missed how I opened today's stream, by the way. LTU.
Service log,
you would have loved it.
CO, or care of, AFTN Robotics. Afton Robotics.
You showed up when I turned on the regular music, and that's so funny to me. If you're like 99% of the fan base and only know the games, this might not ring a bell. But if you happen to buy and then make it through all 500 pages of the Five Nights at Freddy's Silver Eyes novel, then that name sets off all sorts of alarms. You see, in the book, the Fredbear and Fazbear restaurants were founded by two men. The first is named Henry. He's the father of the main character and the creative half of the company. The one responsible for designing and building the robots that we all know and love. The other co-owner was, we had gone a year without
William
randomly.
He was
There's
in
a
charge
new
of the
game on
business
Steam for
side
free.
of
The game
paperwork, taxes, things like that. So to see Afton Robotics in the source code teasing Sister Location is huge because it means that the stories of Sister Location and Silver Eyes are linked. But get ready for this. Here's the bigger twist. By the end of the book, it's revealed that William Afton is what we fans of the game would know as the Purple Guy. Yeah, in the book, Purple Guy is revealed. Afton is the one who kidnaps and kills children while wearing Fredbear-themed suits. His first victim is Henry's son Sammy, followed by 4 other kids whose souls eventually possessed the infamous suits. So, through these source code teasers, not only has Scott confirmed that this new game will be tied to the lore of the book, but will be dealing with a robotics company founded by and named after the child-killing Purple Guy. Now that's already a huge mind blow, and I'm about to go further, but before I do, let's address the elephant in the room, the canonicity of the book. The internet by and large dismissed Silver Eyes under the assumption that Scott said it's not canon to the first 4 games, but that's not entirely true. If you read his entire statement, and I understand that it's hard for you internet since it's 3 full paragraphs that aren't summarized with a TLDR line, he actually says, quote, "Sometimes the lore of something can become so crowded that you can't tell an original story anymore. The first 4 games and the books should be considered to be separate continuities, even if they do share many familiar elements. The book is canon just as the games are. That doesn't mean that they're intended to fit together like 2 puzzles."
Bro, there's no way people are like, no, the book's not canon. If he says the book's canon.
Puzzle pieces. The book is a reimagining of the Five Nights at Freddy's story, end quote. And this makes sense, right? The first 4 games were crushed under their own convoluted lore and fan base dedicated to making every new toe added to Foxy mean something. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing to have people enthusiastic about your story, but it does become limiting when you make continuity errors or want to do something new with these characters. And with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie coming ever closer, it becomes even more important. There needed to be room to insert actual characters.
Wait a second.
Want to do something new with these characters.
That
and with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Animated Effect new animation revealed film out by June 2018. Ooh. Ooh. No, it's not. No. Dang, he's been trying to get that movie made for a long time. I did not realize that. I thought the earlier references to the movie were like memes of like, maybe it'll get a movie, ha ha ha. Remember in 2022 when the Minecraft movie was meant to come out? Oh, that's awesome.
Movie coming ever closer, it becomes even more important. There needed to be room to insert actual characters into this story. You can't make a movie out of some pre-taped phone tutorials and silent furry monsters. Thus, enter Silver Eyes, which builds out new characters, new faces, and new stories that can be told in the setting of these games. So yeah, the separate canonicity of the book makes sense, but as Scott said, it's a reimagining. And obviously there's gonna be a lot of crossover. And based on that Afton clue we just saw, Sister Location is gonna be bridging the line more and more. So does any of this matter? Yeah, actually a whole lot. Because if we take the Silver Eyes sister location connection to its logical conclusion, huge pieces start to fall in place. Let's start by working backwards. Based on the trailers and teasers, sister location's main animatronic is this clown girl, Baby. But the teaser trailer isn't the first time she appears. She's introduced at the end of the FNAF World Update 1.2, something we discovered in our playthrough.
This FNAF World thing's gonna send me. This thing's gonna send me into the stratosphere. Do you understand me? Oh, is he wearing gamer glasses? That's sick. Is he wearing, what is this? FNAF dating? You know what?
The game over on the GT Live channel. Once you collect all the characters and beat Chica's magic rainbow, long story not worth explaining, you're immediately taken to a cutscene where a mysterious figure
long story not worth it. Don't worry about it.
Creating a robot that cannot be deactivated. The bot's name? Baby. We then see a pair of eyes light up, telling everyone to take their seats before cutting back to the room to see the desk guy lying there dead, presumably killed by Baby. Now, many people assume that desk guy was Scott Cawthon since he's the creator of the animatronics and the minigames that you play in FNAF World. However, it'd be weird for Scott to kill himself. Plus, the dialogue from the FNAF in Space minigame, yes, again, FNAF World is a weird game, seems to imply that Scott is a separate entity from this desk guy.
Yeah, because at that point, I feel like people played that game and went, bro, what are we doing? like people were just like, Scott, what are we doing? Are we serious here about Five Nights at Freddy's or not?
Isn't Scott Cawthon, then who else could he be? Well, now that we know that Baby and Sister Location both have ties to Silver Eyes, we can actually identify who this mysterious creator of FNAF World is. He's Henry, co-founder of Fredbear's and Purple Guy's business partner. How do we know? Well, not only is he the creator of the games and animatronics, his death also lines up with the way he dies in the book. Stricken with grief over the death of his son, Henry commits suicide in the living room by letting one of his animatronics kill him. One that remains nameless in the book, but is clearly not any of the core 6 of Freddy, Foxy, Chica, Bonnie, Golden Freddy, and Golden Bonnie. In other words, Henry the creator is killed in his home by a mysterious new animatronic, just like we see happen to Desk Guy in FNAF World. The events just line up. Now that's all the stuff that I feel really confident about. But now let's have some fun and take it even further. Admittedly, I don't think that this is where Sister Location is headed, but there is enough of an evidence thread to take us to some awesome extremes. So let's have a little bit of fun with this, shall we? First, notice how Baby is introduced to us at the end of FNAF World as 2 yellow eyes in the dark. And what's the first image we see in that game? 2 yellow eyes in the dark, along with the iconic ending line from FNAF 4, I will put you back together. It's also the last thing that we see in the true ending to the game. 2 yellow eyes saying, I will put you back together.
What was that? No, I refuse to play. If this is in FNAF World, I'm gonna scream.
Yellow eyes.
If you're telling me this next clip's from FNAF World,
from FNAF 4, I will put you back together. It's also the last thing that we see in the true ending to the game. 2 yellow eyes saying,
no, there's no way that is a real image. There's no way that this is part of that game. No. I refuse. This is what in the sweet Christmas is this? Henry, I'm for a believer that you knew William Afton. Whoa! Back it up! You ever just read a chat message a little too quickly? You ever trust a chatter a little too much? You ever trust and be like, oh, it's menacing, I can just read this? You ever just gamble it all? Oh my god. FNAF World kind of ruined a lot. Yeah, no kidding. People theorize that Michael's dad, the FNAF movie, is Henry, because if FNAF canon, Henry lost his child, then lost his wife and went insane, just like in the movie. Actually, from the brother, how did this not sink the franchise? How was it not dead from this? How what I'm looking on this screen is insanity. This is a fever dream. How did this not just have people be like, you know what? I don't care about FNAF. You know what? What can I say to them? I'm enjoying. You ever see Our Flag Means Death? Oh man. You adapted to the, fair enough. Brother, is going strong. I know,
Who
but
went
like,
into the
I'm
game,
so...
two yellow eyes
Oh,
saying,
man.
I will put you back together. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's no way that those are baby's eyes. One, why would she say that when she wasn't even in FNAF 4? And
It's
two,
like the
we all know
MCU
that
video
line in
games. You say that, but given the MCU's recent track record outside of the Loki show, ooh. Oh, you got the FNAF world. I'm sorry.
those eyes belong to the imaginary friend, psychic friend Fredbear.
True.
He's here,
Based
he's there,
answer.
he's everywhere. Who are you gonna call? Psychic friend Fredbear. Well, don't be so sure.
Yeah,
Let me remind you
Psychic
of
friend
something. In the FNAF 4
Fredbear.
cutscenes, each character
Do you think
has
he
a specific
re-recorded
color
it,
for
or do
their
you think he
dialogue.
just-
Number
he just
78,
used the
78,
same
78
line?
for the brother, FFFFFF for crying child, 57C0FF for the brother's friend, etc. Psychic friend Fredbear's dialogue for all of his lines is always the FFFF57 shade of yellow. And yet, for the final lines of You're broken, we're still your friends, I will put you back together, it's a different shade of yellow, FFFFA0. Similar, yes, but definitely different from Fredbear. So very intentionally, Scott made this a different character, but in a strange twist,
I
it's
love
actually
color
the color of dialogue
codes!
shared with one other character we see in FNAF 4, Pigtail Girl. The one who knows that the animatronics come
Why?
to life and get stuff
What did she do?
with dead bodies. Coincidence? Yeah, or at least we all thought so last year, but look at her design! Dressed in a skirt with reddish pigtails and big green eyes, just like the design of Baby. Hear that? The collective sound of minds being blown across the internet. But if the glowing eyes, shared dialogue colors, similar designs, and repeated
Chat's
line
minds
of I will put you
being
back together
blown.
didn't convince you, it doesn't stop there. Remember the biggest lingering question from FNAF 4? The girls' room? No one had an explanation for it. I didn't have an explanation for it. And yet Scott felt it was important enough to the lore of the story to show us. And now we might actually know why. What if the girl is a part of the crying child's family? First, it would explain why we would see her color of dialogue reappearing in his final moments. As a family member, she would be there in the hospital with the boy as he tries to
I will
recover. And if she
put
shares a
you
connection
back
with Baby,
together.
it would also tie together the random presence of Mangle in the room. One of the other key animatronics we see in Sister Location trailer is Funtime Foxy, which we can confidently say is an intact model of what will eventually become Mangle. Again, we're looking at the major details. Yes, some things may or
No,
may not
and
be
it
there.
sounds like
Notice the
L2,
lipstick,
you just
the red
didn't get to
cheeks,
fall
and
down the
painted
lore
fingernails
hole,
on
man.
Funtime Foxy, all of which reappear
Man,
on
some of
Mangle.
the
So in
theories
two
I
games, we
wrote-
would have
well,
Baby
never
and Foxy
mind.
linked. Is it a
Never
stretch?
mind. I don't wanna talk
Absolutely,
about
but then
that.
again, this is Scott we're talking
I
about.
just
To me,
realized
though,
that
the
I don't wanna
coolest
talk
part
about
about
that
this
in the
connection would be
slightest.
in the name of the game. This whole time, we've been assuming that Sister Location was referencing some other spin-off chain of restaurants, or, like I said earlier, a storage and distribution center for the robots. But if the Pigtail Girl's soul is trapped in Baby, and she was indeed the sibling of Crying Child, the
Because
phrase
of the fact that it
Sister
causes
Location
energy to
takes on a
drain in
whole new
FNAF,
meaning.
and
This
you
is
can't turn
her
it off.
game, a game
It
about one
causes
sister's
energy to
soul trapped in the
drain?
baby animatronic getting revenge for her brother's
That's
death.
unfair.
Just don't hold it against
That's
her.
unfair.
You
There's
don't
no
know
way-
what
I
she's
did not
been
know
through.
that that
Or
did
maybe
that.
now you do. But hey, that's
It's
just a theory. A game theory. The ball's in your court, Scott.
Okay.
You should subscribe for more episodes of Game Theory. You should subscribe for more episodes of Game Theory. You should subscribe. Or no. Click on one to choose.
Still back in the annotation days. You wrote what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
When it gets
Homestuck-
dark, they
no,
will
I
awaken.
don't- I don't know
Children
anything about
spirits
Homestuck.
will rise. They will kill you. They'll just walk out in the morning, stepping over your corpses.
Follow the
one by
eyes,
one.
FNAF system.
You are intruders. None of you will survive the night. And what makes you think they won't kill you? Because I am one of them.
That opening actually, funny enough, had nothing to do with the Sister Location. That was Matt Pat just telling you that he's gonna kill you. that was just Matt Pat threatening you. That's all that was. That wasn't that's not like that has nothing to do with the rest of this video. That is Matt Pat threatening you personally.
Hello, Internet.
Welcome.
to Game Theory.
Oh,
Still
God.
available to consult on the FNAF movie's storyline. Seriously, Scott, I'll be waiting by the phone because I can practically guarantee I put more collective hours of thought into counting animatronic toes, tracking eye colors, listing out the differences between pizzerias, diners, and rental services, parsing out your phone guide calls, and counting.
I thought he was gonna parse out your phone number. I thought he was gonna say, I figured out where you live.
Again, the number of dead child carcasses left in your story's wake than literally anyone else out there. I mean, I've even gone so far as to do
Matt
the
Pat is
unthinkable
secretly
for these Sister
Sniper
Location
Wolf.
videos. That's right, I reread The Silver Eyes. In an ironic twist, it took longer than the actual game. Now, here I am piecing
The fact that you know what? That's crazy. Matt Pat genuinely did buy and sit down and read the FNAF books. That's awesome. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think I've said this before, but as a meme, I'm gonna do a Brian Foster. I think that's who it is. No, it's Brian something. Mustache man. Who did the and if Sonic could kill God, I'm gonna do that, but with the Minecraft books. Threatening Scott to stop changing the lore. Oh my God.
Together this script after, I kid you not, a weekend spent doing nothing but thinking about these games, writing and rewriting timeline after timeline to account for all the nonsensical Easter eggs shoved into this 4-hour experience. And you know the conclusion that I've reached? That your version of events isn't satisfying. That any theory that attempts to bend over backwards and cobble
You
together
suck, Scott, and your game suck.
Will be overcomplicated
Let me
at
fix
best
them,
and
baby.
inherently flawed at worst. And that's not me admitting defeat. It's a fundamental
Speaking
problem
of,
with
actually,
series
for the movie, at this point in time, do you think it took so long to come out because like some Hollywood exec was talking to this dude and he's like, no, you don't understand. So like there's this sister location, there's this crying child. like there's some dudes, he's trying to explain the lore and they just can't follow it.
Right now. This one just tried too hard to do too many things. You got elements of the past 4 games mixed in with FNAF World, mixed in with the book, all of which at this point have questionable canonicities, conflicting storylines, and competing dates. Couple that with characters that mimic other characters, characters that lie to you, and characters that may not even exist across the different story threads of the franchise, and it's unclear if this is a continuation of the books, if it's a continuation of the games, or just an outright
10
reboot
years
of
and
some
he's
kind. The best
stuck
analogy I
on
can think of
last
is that it's like the
time I
giant
do.
human
Oh my
glob you turn
God.
into at the end of Inside. A massive
Wait, he's
whimsical struggle to
stuck?
work
He's
together to
like,
move in
I
one
don't know
direction,
where to
all
go.
just flailing out randomly. And honestly, it could have been easy. With Scott saying that the original story was completed with FNAF 4, we could have just said that Sister Location was aligned with the book and FNAF World to start paving the way for the movie. But then you couldn't help yourself, Scott. You just had to throw in those FNAF 4 Easter eggs, huh? And those put everything into chaos. And it's not just me feeling it. Based on what I'm reading online, a lot of FNAF theorists sense that the lore contained in Sister Location is a game changer, but then they don't exactly know why or what to do with it. Struggling under the weight of explaining away Ennards and babies, Mikes and Williams, casual bongos and exotic butters. What's an Easter egg? What's a tongue-in-cheek reference? And what is actual canon? So understandably, there's some confusion about what's actually going on in this game, and that is what I'm out
sorry.
to
Wait a
solve
minute.
these
I'm
videos.
sorry.
Picking Sister
Pause.
Location
What Tyler was talking about was I thought you were memeing. Wait a minute. Hold up. Nope, we should just continue. I should not get bogged down in that. I thought you were memeing. I thought that was just a meme.
apart to definitively put together which details matter and why this is such a monumental game for the franchise's lore. So go ahead, keep your plots vague and convoluted, Scotty boy. I'm here to translate the madness.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tyler. I'm sorry. I am not gonna do that. Actually, I am not going to look it up. I'm sorry that I presumed.
Filling out the line on a paycheck. Sure, they may have been retconned into some importance now, but they were never really intended to be that way. Then there was the crying child of FNAF.
That is really weird. Why?
Slightly more important, I would hazard to say. And the game recognizes this as, during your first encounter with a new animatronic baby, she calls out,
"It's a strange thing to want to do, to come here. I'm curious what events would lead a person to want to spend their nights in a place like this. Willingly. Maybe curiosity, maybe ignorance."
You know, maybe I do agree. Maybe I agree that Scott is this. Like, I was memeing earlier in this stream, but maybe he is an unhinged, just like.
The endings mean.
Midbit, why'd you figure it out?
The overall timeline. It's a big deal. Now, personally, based
That's
on the
really,
that's first guess is to say that we're playing
really
as Rick
uncomfy.
Astley, and Scott is just committing
Let's
most elaborate Rick roll
yeah,
in history.
let's move on from it though.
I mean,
Jesus
It's
Christ!
an exact match, and let's face it, Scott is
Why,
fooling
Madman?
us. But assuming
Why
has a
would
little
you
bit more
Rickroll
respect
me?
for the fan base than that, there can only be one possible conclusion here. In Sister Location, we play as William Afton, Purple Guy himself. And no, I'm not just saying that because the eyes in the ending are purple, like literally everyone else on the internet's been saying. Sure, it's a nice detail that may hint at Scott's intentions, but it's not proof. For proof, we begin by turning to the in-game dialogue. On your quest to unlock the game's fake ending, the animatronics taunt you with these little bits of dialogue, spoken by a young girl in a British-sounding accent.
I'm still here. Isn't this why you came here? To be with her again?
So we know that whoever the player is has some sort of connection to this mysterious young girl. But who is she? Well, throughout the game, between nights, we hear the same girl pressing her father to let her play with Baby, saying things like,
"Daddy just once let me go play with her. She's so pretty and shiny.
Why? Don't put
Didn't you make her just
kid
for
voices
me?
in your horror
That's
games. I
mostly that we
hate
can not only
that.
tell that our character is her father, but that he's
That's
also in some way
spooky.
the creator or has some level of control over the animatronics. This in turn narrows the field down.
Like the
by
recent
quite a bit.
horror genre with like
William
since like the
Afton and Henry,
90s of like
no last name given, the two
like
co-founders of
let's use
Factor
kids as a
Entertainment
spooky
has
thing.
introduced
I swear to
Snap
God,
Silver.
like
By the way,
like
low Scott,
Insidious
forcing
or
people to read
whatever,
in order to
or
have
like
any sort of clue as to what's going on in the franchise now.
The
But seriously,
Conjuring.
without reading the book, you would have no
I
clue the
swear to
importance
God,
of
that's
William
gonna have
Afton.
made
Oh, well,
some
that's what I'm
parents
here for.
somewhere
I read
just
it, so
like
you don't
wake
have
up to their kid standing next to them,
Anyway,
just like
based on the girl's accent and William
throw a
Afton's similar
punch.
dialect at the beginning of the game,
She can dance. She can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips.
You're gonna have to do one.
You are the
Yo, Dragon, dude, what's up, man? But let's not be too hasty there, Maury. We can.
Matt Pat, this is the most unhinged episode you have ever put out. This episode of Game Theory, this Follow the Eyes episode, is so far been the most unhinged that any of them have been. This is okay. Oh my God, gee whiz, it sure would be a shit. What would be a shit? Nope. No.
be even more sure. In the game's real ending, you get yourself tricked, becoming animatronic fodder as the machines scoop out your internal organs and replace them with endoskeleton cords. Now, this really bothered me since it's like the antithesis of what we expect from our stories when we get the game. Here I am wanting to finish my night and return home to my basket of exotic butter, but no, that's reserved for the flesh suit is somehow canon to the series. I wanted to write it off as jumping the shark, like, hey, we're getting a little bit too absurd right now, but then I realized that this is a franchise built on haunted animatronics chasing you through a pizza restaurant after they've been killed by a serial killer hiding in a mascot suit filled with killer springs. So, crossing the line of absurdity? Yeah, I think we're long past it at this point.
Yes.
Killing a flesh suit is an oddly
Yes,
specific
you
event
are.
integral to the lore, and yet there it is. So we're left with two options. Scott's either completely lost it at this point, or he has some other plans for this character. And indeed, he does. As the novel once again shows us why this odd story turn is so important. In its
I don't know
pages,
what
we're given all
unhinged
sorts of
means.
lines that make it clear
Unhinged means, you know, that you're, for lack of a better word, like it's not just crazy. It's actually just like it's not necessarily crazy or depravity or anything like that. It's like, what's the best way to describe it? I'm trying to think of like in this case, to be unhinged is like it's losing its grip. It has no grip on. Yo, Dragon Queen, thank you so much for the gifted, dude. Thank you so much. Give me those purple robes. Ridiculous to the street. Yeah, you've lost the plot. Exactly. It's unhinged in the way of like an unhinged door is swinging wildly. You know what I mean? Like.
Mr. Afton is the one who gets himself stuffed. Page 407. Quote, Charlie, there's something different about it. It was as if the guard, the man they had met, had been stripped away, and what sat before them was nothing but a blank canvas. End quote. And again, 2 pages later, quote, Dave is the fake name for William Afton in the novel. He's hiding out in another identity. Long story. Anyway, just go with it. Dave's body moved
Jesus
upward.
Christ.
But the movement
Oh, by the way, there's this novel, and just so you know.
No energy. Dave's eyes opened steadily, glassy, and without emotion, like the robots on the stage outside. End quote. And there you have it. That totally just spelled it out for us, didn't it? Like the robots on the stage outside. In fact, the book makes a huge deal about Afton's eyes over and over again, like when the character John
These
describes
eyes.
seeing Afton kidnap his friends on pages 120 to 122. Quote, the eyes. They were all I could see. They were dead, just dull and
So
flat. Like they still
what is
moved and blinked and
hinged?
saw, but whatever.
Well, hinged is like secure. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're totally it's secure, sound mind. You know what I mean? Like to be hinged is you know, when a door is hinged, it's working correctly, so to speak. Is kind of like the reverse. So to be unhinged is yeah, off your rock kind of thing. But like it's not just like unhinged is like cursed in some way. Like in the case of this today, I didn't mean it in like you've gone off the deep end type deal for Matt Pat. I meant it in a way of like it's cursed.
behind them had died a long time ago. End quote. Died a long time ago, you say? Like perhaps in an underground murder bunker, doubling as a robotic distribution center, perhaps.
What do
So
you
real quick,
mean
let's pause
so
here and have some
real, Mello?
talk to enter
MJ,
the
I'm
game.
looking at you.
We're gonna have a bit of an intervention here. If your
What
goal
do
is
you
to blend in with the outside
mean?
world and look like us,
What do
like
you
any other human, choosing to go
mean?
with the purple eyes is not gonna be helping your cause all that much. Artificial intelligence, more like artificial idiots. Do your homework. Humans don't tend to have purple eyes. I mean, seriously, you have a blue-eyed animatronic just waiting to go. Look, there's Foxy. He has brown/orange
Daphne
eyes.
had
Great.
purple
Anyway, I
eyes.
digress. Who am I to judge? Maybe we're all just
And
left to assume
Scooby-Doo
that
is
Afton
real.
walks around in those cool colored contacts. Anyway, it's not just the eyes that give away Afton as the animatronics meet puppet. His overall
Please don't
physicality
look.
has
I'm
undergone a
looking.
drastic change over the years as well. On page 418, we hear that Afton started
In
off
the
with
words
a
of
lively,
Bo
healthy man
Burnham,
who had the ruddy
all
geniality
eyes
of a
are on
financially
you.
shrewd Santa Claus. Financially shrewd Santa Claus, huh? No one said the writing of this book was any good. There's clearly a reason why only 500 people made it all the way through this book. And I say that because on Amazon Kindle they actually show the most popular highlighted sections, and like they all drop off by midway through the book, so I can only assume that I'm the only person who made it all the way through. The things I do for you. Anyway, soon after, our financially shrewd Santa Claus is accused of murder. He's released due to no bodies being found, and then he skips town. However, when he comes back, he's a changed person. Quote, Afton had been fat and affable. The man in the picture was sallow and thin, his skin sagging, and his expression unpleasant, as if he had forgotten how to smile. He looked like a poor facsimile of himself.
Guys!
So when he comes back to town, he's not only lost a ton of weight, but he looks like a poor copy of himself? So that's us reading the subtext of these lines, but you don't even have to read between those lines. Afton tells us directly in the quote I used at the top of this episode. Quote, and what makes you think they won't kill you,
You
Johnson
ready to
again?
hide and
Because
rot? Oh
I'm
my-
one of them. He said. I mean, let's face it, it is hard to argue with that one. He is outright saying he is an animatronic.
I'm
Reading
the
the book the first time,
Joker,
you all assume it's like,
baby.
oh, he has a kindred spirit with these animatronics because he loves them so much and he dresses as one and this and that. But oh no, after playing Sister Location,
That's-
it takes
that's
on
not
a
how the-
whole new
that's
meaning.
not how
Now, there
the
are two
Earth
major complaints
spins.
against Afton theory. One, that baby's first lines
It's
are,
not.
I don't recognize you. You are new.
and two, loves them so much and he dresses
That's
as one.
not
and
how
this
it
and that. But oh no,
spins.
after playing Sister
It
Location,
doesn't
it takes
spin
on a
that
whole
way.
new meaning. Now, there are two major complaints against the Afton theory. One, that baby's first lines are,
I don't recognize you. You are new.
and two, that none of it makes sense if Afton bleeds out in Springtrap in FNAF 3. But there's an easy answer for both of these situations.
Really?
First, think back to the FNAF world.
my
With
God,
this
his
guy,
tree
who,
is
in our last
trying
episode, we
to kill
established
him.
that Henry, no last name given, Team Afton's partner in the Freddy Fazbear's franchise.
Oh my,
confesses to
Mello
knowing Baby.
actively
He's
twirling hair
the
just-
one Baby would be most familiar with and not necessarily
Oh
Afton.
my
So Baby
God.
not recognizing Afton isn't all that much of a stretch. And regarding Purple Guy's death, we see in the book that William is covered in scars. Scars left over from
never mind,
surviving one major
never
round
mind.
of Springtrap failures. Quote, David had been shirtless under the costume and now his bare chest
Dumb-
was
you
clearly
know,
visible. His skin
my
was
brain's been
horribly
turning to
scarred,
mush
with
watching
raised
these
white
videos.
lines that scored his
I've almost
flesh in a
said
symmetrical
too
pattern,
many
each side of his body
things.
mirroring the other. He raised his arms and turned slowly in a circle, giving Carlton ample time to see that the skull.
Carlton from the Fresh
Also
Prince of
note that
Bel
we never
Air?
actually see Springtrap
Oh,
die
Will.
in FNAF 3, just to collapse into his own pool of blood and
Oh
shiver
my
there. The light
God.
never
As
drains from
long
his
as I
eyes.
look
And Silver
luxurious
Eye
as I
shows
do,
it's not
put
only
that on my
possible, but that William
tombstone.
has indeed survived
God.
a Springlock
Oh,
failure in
man.
the past.
Put
So
that
could the
on
FNAF
my
movie incident be the reason
tombstone.
He has all those scars in the book? Absolutely. Also, according to the timelines, the events line up. All of the events of Silver Eyes take place in 1995, placing it long after any events that we've seen in the games thus far, with the exception of Fazbear's Fright, which may have been a hallucinogenic dream sequence anyway. So all in all, cool story, bro. We play as Purple Guy in Sister Location.
Thank you for selecting Casual Bongos.
But why? What does all this mean for the plot of the game?
What does
It
that
actually
mean?
explains a lot, but from here it also tends to get really complicated. Because now we're dipping into the FNAF 4 surveillance footage, FNAF 4
Whoa.
locations being tied to Sister Location, child experimentation, and the identities of Baby and Ennard. So instead of rushing my way through it to get it all done in time, I'm gonna pause right here and hold all those explanations for the next episode. Now that we know who is playing the game, we need to know why and how it affects the rest of the series as we
Man.
know it. So click that basket of exotic butter to subscribe and be informed of when the next half of this theory comes out. And in the meantime, listen to these casual bongos and do me a favor and vote. Sister Location, yay or nay? Was this the game that you were waiting for?
Listen to those
or did it
bongos.
end up
Ooh.
under-delivering? Click on one to choose and I'll let you know next time how y'all voted. And in the meantime,
Listen to
remember,
the- ooh.
it's all just a theory.
No!
A game theory.
The bongos!
Thanks for watching.
Father, it's me, Mike.
Bring back the bongo, you
It was
feed.
right where you said it would be. There is only one thing left.
We were
for me to do
wrong
now.
about the bite.
Don't find you.
Looking like a PS2 game.
Nuh-uh, not touching it. No, sorry, Bob. No way. You can mechanically wheeze all you want, Michael Eggs Benedict, Afton, Purple Guy, Jingleheimer, Schmidt, but I am not. I am not spending another 20 minutes trying to piece together whether Springtrap, whether you're Purple Guy, whether you're a second Purple Guy, and whether all of this requires yet another rewrite of the timeline. I am
Yeah.
not doing it.
Stand
At least
up
not
for
until the next
yourself,
book comes out in
Matt.
June. Nope, no siree, doggo. Today, the series that prompted lore-based theories to flood this channel is getting the old school game theory treatment. That's right. Today, I'm tackling the
Matt.
science of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh. Oh no, my brain's so broken. That's such
Hello,
a meme
Internet.
noise
Welcome
now.
to Game
That's such a
Theory, where today's
meme
Freddy
noise
is gonna be a
now.
bit different. No
Oh
source code deep
no!
dives,
Wait, is
no
that
rooting around
from
from spearhead
FNAF?
Easter eggs, only hardcore real-life
I didn't
research.
know that.
Oh, but
They're
speaking of the source code, something
boom,
really fascinating
noise.
is
Like,
going
is that
on right
from
now.
FNAF? Oh
Scott
my God.
Cawthon's two websites are having a conversation. Scott Games
Them
is
some
saying things
good
like,
casual
"You're crowding
bongo."
us. You can't tell us what to do anymore. We outnumber you." And the FNAF World website is replying with, "Be quiet. Yes, I can. You will do everything that I tell you to do." Which
Well-
makes it seem like FNAF 6, Sins of the Father. It's my title. Feel free to use it,
It's a
Scotty C. It's
FNAF
gonna be like an
soundbite?
all-out
That's
animatronic
awesome. I did
Civil
not
War-style
know
battle
that.
against the OG creator William, aka Springtrap Afton. How awesome would that be? Title, gameplay, boom, done. Feel free to use that idea as well. Meanwhile,
Sins
another
of the
FNAF
Father.
update, since a lot of you have been asking
Okay,
me on
that's
Twitter
actually
about
not
my
that
thoughts on this. The movie got
great of
itself
a name,
canceled and then
Matt.
found itself
That's
a new
kind of
production
overdone,
partner,
dude.
Blumhouse Productions, the same guys who did Paranormal Activity, Oculus, The Purge, Get Out. Honestly, I think
Yeah,
it's
see, I knew
great
Blumhouse
news. Blumhouse
had
has made a name for
FNAF.
themselves by doing awesome movies on really teeny tiny budgets. And
Yeah,
FNAF
like they
as
did
an
with
indie
FNAF.
franchise needs that cheaply made indie vibe to really make it scary. It doesn't need a big studio like Warner Brothers, where it used to be, going in and meddling and trying to make it more family friendly so they can go in and sell more FNAF toys and it becomes the next
Actually,
Minions or
Warner
something.
Brothers with
Low
James
budget is the way
Wan
to go
is
because
like
it forces
a
you to get
huge
creative.
hor-
So
like,
this news actively makes
What is he? Warner Brothers is huge for horror for the last like several years. What do you mean? The Conjuring movies, The Nun, the Scream movies. I think they're the ones that brought back Halloween.
made me excited for the movie. A video game movie based on FNAF.
All of
Seriously,
James
the subs to film
Wan's
theorists
movies.
better get themselves ready for a heap and helping a Freddy when that movie rolls around. Anyway, enough updates. I think that covers all the FNAF related things that you guys have been
Annabelle.
asking me about on Twitter. On to the episode. This week, I'm covering a topic I've wanted to do since the release of FNAF 4 back in 2015 and never had the opportunity to
oh
because I
my
was always
God!
so busy trying
I
to piece together
forgot
damn-
about him saying that the 4 was waking up. I forgot about that. You rat! You absolute fiend, Matt Pat.
lore, and that is, can an animatronic actually kill you? Since, you know, this series has a lot of animatronics, and a
stock
whole
sound, that's
lot of
actually
death
sick.
at the
That's
hands
bait.
of animatronics. But more specifically,
That was a
I wanna
cool edit
focus
of
on
all the
bites.
different animatronic
You know what I'm
bites.
talking about. Whether or not you
As
believe
someone
this
who's
moment
having
to be the
watched
bite of
these
the 3
forever,
or
I'm
the bite
getting
of the 7,
nostalgia
whether or not
remembering
the
how
date really
nuts he
even
is.
matters anymore. One thing is clear.
Check,
This is the moment
when
that
this
set
video
in motion
came out,
everything
it could
else
have been
in these
after.
games.
It
Based
could
on the
have
evidence
been,
coming
but-
from 6 games and the Silverized book, William
Also, I
Afton,
would,
creator
but
of
we
the
haven't
animatronics,
exited out
suffers
from
this
any of these
tragedy when his son's
playlists,
head gets crushed in
videos,
childhood
and I
bullying
know when I
incidents. A few
do,
days
it's
later,
gonna
the son
just
dies of his
all,
wounds in his
like,
hospital bed, setting in motion Afton's
elastic
quest to
snap
put him back
forward,
together.
and I
After
really
scooping
want
sister
to avoid
locations,
that
dead daughter,
happening.
and more missing children than you
Because I
can
feel
shake
like
a
that's gonna
basket of
cause
exotic butters
problems
at,
and
and all
stuttering.
because of
We're
this
just gonna
one
try to
moment.
load
The bite
all
is
the
treated
videos
as
we've
a freak
watched
accident, something that
simultaneously
could have
loading
been
through
helped.
each
The
one.
horrific ending of an innocent childhood prank
wanted
gone wrong.
something,
A series filled with
small
haunted
and not the
puppets
size
and
of every
reincarnated
ball-
skin suits
okay.
starts with this. Just a random tragic incident that nobody could have stopped. A simple mechanical failure. Remember, this is before any of the suits are haunted. It's still just a regular old animatronic. But is that
Fun
really
fact,
true?
actually, this
Does a regular
that,
old
that,
animatronic
that
actually
little
have
edit,
the
like
ability
style
to
of
crush
like
a
editing
child's
for
skull?
how
Or is
they
there
played
something
it
a bit
that
more
that
sinister
the
going on
editing
here?
it's
Let me
really
just say
cool
this,
I should say
will never
to
look at
watch
my
how
last sister location theories the same
game
way
theories
again. And it's
editing
all
has been
thanks to the
changing.
results of this episode's research. To begin to piece together the real danger these Disney rejects pose, we need to understand what makes them so dangerous in the first place. Sure, it might be easy to assume that Golden Fredbear and Golden Bonnie here are so deadly because they're spring-lock suits, but as we hear about in FNAF 3's phone calls,
See,
the
now I
locks
gotta
are
know
only used to
what
hold back
was going
sharp,
on in
pointy innards so they could
Shameless.
be worn in
Because
suit mode.
that's the thing that has Cal Kestis in it, right? What was going on in Shameless to have the little boy laugh?
The animatronic parts around the sides of the suit, providing room to climb inside. Please make sure that spring locks are fastened tight to ensure the animatronic devices remain fixed.
It's also something that we witness up close and personal during Night 4 of FNAF's sister location. The spring locks hold back the robotic innards, and them unsnapping and releasing the mechanism is what makes them so deadly. But during FNAF 4's bite, Golden Freddy is already in robot mode. There would be no spring locks activated. They would not be snapping shut. To put it simply, the robot is operating like any normal animatronic would be, meaning that the danger is coming not from some weird, unique detail of FNAF-verse style robots, but rather from the same mechanisms that exist in any animatronic, be it in a fictional pizzeria to the creepy remnants of Big Bear Jamboree heads looking down at you from the Winnie the Pooh ride in Disneyland. Go ahead, look it up. There's some nightmare fuel for you. Or better yet, if you're at Disneyland leaving the Heffalump and Woozle section of the ride, look behind you and look up.
What am I
Prepare for
looking
a
at?
surprise. Anyway, all things considered, to truly unwrap this theory, we need to know how
What?
normal
What
animatronics
was that
actually
as a
work. Enter a
tangent?
man named Vern Grainer, an engineer who used to build robots for Chuck E. Cheese. Turns out, how these things are built is actually a closely guarded trade secret, because I can pronounce my awas. But in an article he did for Nuts and Bolts magazine
I
back
have
in
done that.
2009, he confirmed that almost every entertainment
there's
robot on the
several
planet is
things
built
when I've
from
been trying to
one
record
core
them, and I'll just
technology,
misspeak, and I'll just start
actuators.
making fun of
What are
myself.
those?
Oh
Well,
my
yo,
god.
listen up then. Ya homies know that when all the sickest ballers want to pimp out their bangin' rides, yo, they install hydraulic lifts in their undercarriage, like Ramon from the Cars movie. Well, where hydraulics use oil and fluid
Pause. Mappa, I don't know about this one. I don't know about this bit, Matt Pat. I'm gonna be real. Okay. Yeah. I don't know about
dynamics to
this
do
one,
that
dude.
sweet lifting, yo. Pneumatics use air pressure. You build up a bunch of air pressure and then release it. That release
Diet
moves
Coke
whatever
again,
you
of
want.
course,
a
yeah.
piston, a pulley, the deadly grin of a lifeless singing bear. They're used
That
in
was-
everything from
okay.
robots to build cars to the jaws of, well, Jaws at Universal Studios. Now, Grainer doesn't
Dude's
specify how
bringing
powerful
up
the pneumatics
every
actuators in a Chuck E. Cheese-style
amusement
robot's
park
would be,
right
but we
now.
can go ahead and calculate a rough estimate. Whereas other actuators in the body and legs would have to be more powerful since they're moving larger, heavier chunks of robot, the ones in the mouth are smaller, more delicate. They only have to move a couple of ounces of plastic and metal for the jaws, teeth, and cheeks. The pneumatic tubes themselves are also only a couple inches long, meaning that they can only build up so much air pressure. All things considered, you're only gonna need about 40 psi of air pressure max to do all of that. That's not a whole lot. It's like the pressure created from a strong breeze.
He's
So
an
how the
ignorant
heck
thing.
do a
Yeah, that's
handful
why
of
I was
small
like,
pistons
yeah, that's a
powered
choice.
by
I
air
don't think it's
create
anything
enough
of,
force
like-
to crack a child's skull? Why?
Like, if I'm being real, I think he was going for lack of a better word, like a white nerdy or like a Amish paradise type deal. I feel like he was going for like a Weird Al style more than a more than a malicious interpretation.
It open?
You know what I mean?
They can't. You see, crushing a human skull
I'm just
ain't
being
easy.
like,
The
haha,
22
these
bones
words
of a
don't
human
belong
skull
in my-
are there to
like-
protect
like,
the
for
most
me.
important organ in our body from damage. And the whole
Or
thing
this
is that
isn't
a
what you'd
rounded
expect
structure
somebody
to help disperse any
like
forces
Matt
applied
had to
it.
say,
The
you know what I mean?
strongest boxer in the world could punch you in the head at full force and it barely cracked. But this perfectly normal Chuck E. Cheese wannabe not only cracks the crying child's head, but breaks through hard enough to cause severe trauma to the brain? How much force is needed to do that? Well, it's actually a tricky question. First, we gotta ask, how old is the victim? When you're first born, the skull is softer.
Steven
moldable,
Universe
since,
jump
you
scare,
know,
alright.
it has to
Jeez.
pass through narrow lady bits. Once it's made
Jesus Christ, Matt
for
Pat!
your growing brain.
Why
But
are you
soft
being
spots
weird
called
this
fontanelles to
episode?
give the skull flexibility. So I immediately thought that our crying child birthday boy might be a bit easier of a nut to crack considering how young he is, but the research didn't pan out that way. The soft spots disappear or ossify by the time that you're 9 to 18 months old. And I don't care how heartless of a killer you are, purple guy, you ain't letting your 1-year-old hobble his way home after a day of sitting terrified in a broom closet.
How
Second,
that
to
attitude?
answer the question, I had to ask what parts of
I
the
would.
skull are we talking about? Because different sections have different thicknesses and, as a result, different strengths. According to research done by Tobias Matei, who studied children's bike helmets and how they protect the skull, the thinnest region of the skull bone is about where your temples are. Lo and behold, that's exactly where our crying child is seeing most of the damage done. When he's
Yeah,
placed in
that's why
Golden
your
Fredbear's
temple,
mouth by
like,
the
if you get
bullies,
hit in the
he's
temple,
facing
you can
outward
die, like,
towards us.
that. It
Mostly
can be
facing
really
the
easy.
camera, meaning that the weaker sides of his skull are the ones that are having to deal with the crushing forces of the teeth. So I looked it up. To fracture the skull there would require the equivalent of a 1,100-pound man or 500-kilogram woman, equal opportunity, not being sexist here, to step on the head in that exact spot. But then again, that's just to have the thing fracture. We're talking about a catastrophic head failure that impacts the brain. So we have to get a bit more specific and a bit harder of a bite. Luckily, I found a study looking into exactly that. Testing over 300 samples, some scientific madmen determined that human skull bone, when put under various kinds of stress, had a failure pressure of 1900 psi or 13 megapascals. 13 megapascals means that for every square meter of surface area, it takes 13 million newtons of force to break a skull open. Now,
Why'd
obviously,
he
that number
add
is
the
hard to imagine
Tuscan
without giving you a
Raider
real
noise?
example of what it feels like. The challenge, though, is to accurately represent that pressure, we need to know how that pressure is being delivered. If I'm delivering a lot of pressure onto a small point, it's gonna do a lot more damage than if I deliver that same amount of pressure across a wider surface area. Think of it like the difference of stepping onto a single nail versus laying on a bed of nails. One's a bloody good party trick, the other is just bloody. So think about it this way. 1 megapascal of pressure is about the pressure of an average human bite. We're talking 13 times that. That is a lot of pressure. And in our case, that pressure is being delivered by small animatronic teeth clamping down on either side of the crying child's head. So a whole lot more like that single nail example than the bed of nails. But to find out just how powerful and deadly these teeth are, we're gonna need one thing: pixel measurements. We need to know the surface area of Freddy's teeth so that we can figure out how much force minimum those teeth are delivering. Now, obviously, we're gonna have to approximate a bit since the game contains no real measurements to go off of. So instead, I started with Freddy's face. It's an Easter egg I never really addressed in the theories, but way back in vanilla FNAF 1, lots of theorists were talking about an oddly shaped smudge.
No, we don't talk about injustice.
This smudge is in the shape of a handprint. Now, granted, it is an
it was for a video game, man. Oh my god, that series went on so long.
Hand is about 18.89 centimeters long.
It got so stupid.
To scale everything else. Freddy's head then is 32 centimeters wide, or about twice as wide as an
don't even get me started.
Head,
oh my god!
It
literally became. Wait, was that Sherlock? Okay, whatever.
We use this to determine the dimensions of one tooth, which comes to 1.4 square centimeters. It looks like he was bitten with 8 teeth, 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. This gives us a total surface area of 11.26 square centimeters. So, using the power of math,
you are correct for the comics, Ray. I can't speak to the animated side of it, but yeah, in the comics, it's that knocked him down, and then he would have been fine, but then he cracked his head. Yeah.
58 newtons. Why is that a bone-chilling number? Because that's the strength that a full-grown crocodile bites with. It's almost the strength of a great white shark bites. In order to deliver that amount of force, you would need 2 high-end industrial-strength pneumatic actuators. These things are as long as your arm, and they need their own dedicated compressors pumping out 100 pounds per square inch. I mean, your own teeth would crack if you bit down with that kind of force, and it is most certainly way overkill for moving the mouth of some cheap mascot at a sad sack-themed restaurant. It's almost like someone built these things to intentionally be deadly. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is our smoking gun. When we last covered the lore of this series, myself, as well as other FNAF theorists like Treesicle and Dawko, concluded that William Afton was driven to his murderous rampage by
that he shouted out other creators.
His son was killed in the jaws of that machine.
What I presume are smaller channels, because I haven't heard of them, but I have heard of game theory.
Sure, it doesn't mean that William Afton kidnapping and killing tons of kids is okay, but it does make us sympathize with him a little. He was driven to madness by this immense sadness. But if all this science today is truly correct, it proves that he was a madman.
Cool motive, still murder.
That even in the earliest days of Fredbear's Family Diner, William was making suits designed to kill, with mechanisms way overpowered for what they were meant to do. Any normal animatronic would have left the crying child with a few scratches, maybe some psychological scars, but that's about it. He'd be alive. But Afton, being the psychopath that he is, had other intentions. Not only did he create a deadly system with the spring locks, but even the basic robotics of his mascots were built to kill, something that he would continue to do throughout his career, particularly with the Funtime series. We all thought it was a freak accident that killed Afton's son, but at the end of the day, this death was completely avoidable. It was all Afton's fault. He only has his own twisted experiments to blame, claiming first his son and eventually his daughter too. Man, I gotta say, that really bites. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Well, Chatters, I'm gonna say that's where we're gonna end it. Actually, you know, that's a solid place. We know why Afton was motivated. We know his sadness. This was pretty good. This was quite the experience. I won't lie. This was a lot. Oh my god. I can't believe it, to be honest. I can't believe how, like, I don't even know how to describe what I just took in. Do you know that? It's cool. I'll give you that. Don't get me wrong. I can see why this sucked people in. Like, I can see why. Hey, yo! Tyler! Thank you so much for 5 gifted, dude! You didn't have to do that! Dude, thank you so much! Hey, thank you for 6 gifted, which I can see, which does hit the sub goal. Yes, so we will. Thank you so much, dude. We will be adding a world building stream onto the menu. Big pog, dude. Big pog. Oh my god, dude, you didn't have to. Thank you so much, man. Oh, that was sweet. Oh my, look at my wallet, man. Put my phone number. Oh my god, dude. Oh. I know, now I forget what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, I can understand how people could get sucked into this world and all the other things. Like, you know, it kind of makes sense. It's not really like the most connected story, but maybe the ultimate timeline does make all more sense. But boy, howdy, is some of what happens so unhinged. It's so unhinged. Oh my god, can I send my clown diagrams for the wheels, Billy? Maybe. I don't know what region we'll be focused on, you know? I don't know. But anyway, Jennis, it really would mean the world if at some point in the weekend or whatever, you took the time to check out me new YouTube video. It's one that I put a lot of heart and soul into. I don't know. Yeah, it's messaging that I think is important, and I don't know. It's a weirder video, I guess, but I liked it. It was fun. Anyway, thanks so much for being here, guys. I appreciate it. I really do. You guys are great. See you next time, man. All right. Bye, chat. Bye, chat. Bye. Bye, chat.